Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Richfield's War Memorial Arena here in Richfield, Minnesota in Veterans Memorial Park. Tonight we have the St. Louis Park Orioles versus the Richfield Spartans. The Spartans will be the home team on your scoreboard. Starting out the game for St. Louis Park will be the line centered by number 10, Zenon Kakin, and the Richfield line will be starting with the center of Paul Scanlon. We'll be referring to the lines with numbers and names. We'll get their wings as we go along. Here we are for the opening drop. Scanlon wins the draw, back to Ballinger, who chips it up into the neutral zone. Kendrick picks it up and he kind of falls to his knees a little bit, and number 11 picks it up for St. Louis Park and gets an early shot. Scott Finn comes out of the net and makes a save. The puck kind of gets away from him, but kind of a rough start already here for the Spartans coach.
I tell you, you're just like a racehorse, Jim. I am glad to be reunited and broadcasting again with you. I've had a long layoff from the hockey season, and I'm glad to be back here and next to you.
It's great to be with you. Here we have an offensive faceoff for St. Louis Park. Scanlon wins the draw. Kendrick comes up the sideboards and gets it up and out of the zone. 13 for Park. John Swing dumps it back in. Brian Ballinger goes to get it. He goes D to Kendrick, who chips it out to center for Scanlon, off to the left wing for Fleming, into the middle with a pass behind Bloomgren, but it gets into the St. Louis Park zone. And the Park defenseman comes up the sideboards with a forecheck by Paul Scanlon. Jason Fleming comes down. It's kept in by Kendrick at the point. Fleming battles forward along the sideboards. Park chips it out to the middle. This is Rasmussen. We have to watch him tonight, a fun player to watch. He dumps it in and goes after it himself. Ballinger back for it. Kendrick over into the corner to Brent Erickson. He keeps the puck tries to keep the puck coming up the sideboards. Picked up by St. Louis Park. Rasmussen with a shot from the slot. Goes wide. Ballinger still on the ice, probably getting tired. Erickson up the sideboards. Can't get it out. Park with from the slot, now behind the net. Comes up to the sideboards. Kept in nicely at the point. Down low to Rasmussen in the corner. Nice pass out front, not able to be handled. Richfield having some trouble getting out of their own zone. Kendrick goes back for it in his own zone with a D-to-D pass to Ballinger, who goes into the middle for Matt Scanlon. Matt Scanlon coming up the boards. 1-on-3, dumps it in. Nice save by Park. A quick return out of the zone by Park. Kendrick in the neutral zone dumps it back in. Park Steve Rose back for it, goes D-to-D, up to the wing. Jeff Peterson tries to get it up. Nice play there by Pat Scanlon, chips it up to Rob Larson. Brian Elson with a shot from the slot. Nice save by the Park goaltender. He's having a nice season for them. Elson might have played it with a high stick, and he does.
Well, it's been a quick pace out there, Coach. It's very important that you get off those first shifts, get out there quick, and get off the ice and get into the flow of things. What do you think? Absolutely.
The Spartans seem to be able to get out of their zone, but so does St. Louis Park. We'll have to see if the forecheck picks up for both teams. A lot of play behind the nets right now.
It's like a chess match out there.
Okay, we have Pat Scanlon facing off against Tim Meyer for St. Louis Park. Scanlon wins the draw back to Brian Ballinger. Already back on the ice, coach. Gets it up the sideboards to Rob Larson. Nice play by Larson, but I think it's going to go for an ice. St. Louis Park's goaltender is going to choose to go out. No, he doesn't. Almost chooses to go out and play it, but elects not to. Smart play by their tender, coach.
Well, I know Richfield's coach, Mike Thomas, he prides himself on the condition of his Spartan players, so I think Ballinger could probably go all night.
Yeah, and I'm sure we will see him out there quite a bit. It's nice to see Justin Dahl on the ice for the Spartans as Ballinger's partner here. We'll have to see how he goes. He's a sophomore for Richfield. Tim Meyer on the face-off. It's kind of a scrum. There's that Iron Range word for you, coach, scrum. Nice save by Scott Finn. St. Louis Park mounting a little bit of pressure here. I see Shreve Parsley's on the left wing on this line, coach. We'll have to watch how that goes. A nice play by Brian Ballinger, and Pat Scanlon picks it up into the neutral zone. Coming in 2-on-2, and Rob Larson ends up getting pushed offside.
That's where you see the importance of getting over the red line, for firing that puck in deep in the zone, so your wing doesn't have a chance to come across and go offside for you when you have a little offensive threat.
I agree, coach. That slows down the whole pace, and then it kind of hurts the kids because now they have to get off the ice for not doing the right thing, and I think that's the way to do it.
Are we going to be talking about the Iron Range most of the evening? Is that going to come back up again?
I'll tell you one thing. We've only just begun about the Iron Range. I believe that you city people have a lot to learn about the Iron Range, and tonight could be your first lesson. Okay, we have the Scanlon line against the Colin Robb line. It's kind of a neutral zone, not sure where it's going to go. Jason Kendrick decides to take control and dump it in. St. Louis Park's goalie goes out and plays it. 16 for Park. Anders gets it up the boards. Kendrick does a nice job of keeping in. Jason Fleming here on the sideboards. Jeff Beck seeing his first shift, coach. David Bloomgren trying to get a forecheck going here. St. Louis Park, just like in the JV game, coach, does not hesitate to come out in front of their own net. Jason Kendrick back in the neutral zone.
It's like they have some defensemen that like to lug the puck out.
Very true. Kendrick, oh, puts it in on net, and it almost goes in, coach.
Well, you see Wyatt Smith, the goaltender, having a little trouble with that one, but recovering very well. I think he is right now 4th in the Classic Lake with a 3.37 goals against average, so not too bad.
I'll tell you one thing, it's a good thing to have you as my sidekick here tonight because you are quite the tactician when it comes to stats. I appreciate that.
Well, I pride myself on my number sense.
Paul Scanlon here to take the face-off. Looks like he's going to try to win it to Fleming. We'll see how it goes. And he does. Fleming gets a wrist shot off, and a nice save by the St. Louis Park tender. Richfield doing a nice job right here on a forecheck. David Bloomgren behind the net. Gets it out to Fleming. Fleming, look. He lost him. Scanlon in the corner. St. Louis Park does a nice job of getting out of there. Zenon Kraken coming up the side. Nope. David Bloomgren trying to keep it in the zone and does. Paul Scanlon still mounting a forecheck. Nice job by the Spartans here. Justin Dahl waiting. Tries to get it back in, but a nice play by St. Louis Park's Jay Sanders. And he gets it into the zone. Scott Finn goes back out to play the puck for the Spartans. Brian Ballinger a little late getting there. This might hurt the Spartans. St. Louis Park down low. John Newman gets it back to John Swing. John to John there, coach, for you. Spartans do a nice job of breaking out here. Brent Erickson up the sideboards, trying to get it to the red line, dumps it in, and we have an icing. Possible icing. It does not make it. Now we have St. Louis Park. Matt Scanlon down low, trying to get it out front. Doing what he can to get it out front. Nice play here by Aaron McEachern. We have St. Louis Park back behind their own net. Oh, McEachern plays it off the net, but gets it to himself. You think he tried that, coach?
I'm sure they probably work on that in practice quite a bit.
John Newman gets it to the neutral zone, but once again, coach, you see the importance of dumping the puck because they're not able to because Kendrick plays him. Erickson coming in on a forecheck here. Nice pass by John Swing over to his partner. And that should be an icing, but it looks like it might go on net. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Brent Erickson, Brian Elson doing a heck of a job forechecking in the St. Louis Park end, kind of bottling things up in there. A couple big guys, and that's what they need to do.
Very important. Those two need to find a way to get the puck to Matt Scanlon because they do a good job in the corners. You're right, coach. Scanlon will be on the face-off here. Scanlon will try to win the face-off from a Tim Meyer. Looks like he's got Erickson in the slot. We'll see how this goes. But St. Louis Park controls the face-off. Erickson coming off the slot on the forecheck. Nice play by St. Louis Park's Jay Sanders. Brian Elson digging for it. He's still got it in his feet. Elson. Tim Meyer gets in there to try to help Erickson. We got a 2-on-2. Those are the little battles you have to win there, coach. Meyer comes up the boards. Kraken dumps it in. Jason Kendrick back to get it for the Spartans. Tries to go D to D, but it keeps coming up to the ring to Elson. Elson does a nice job of getting it out. We have a chance for a 2-on-1 here for the Spartans. Scanlon trying to go for the shot, and he does. The puck was kind of rolling on its side. Nice save by the Park tender. Nice play, and back to get it is number 16, Jay Sanders for the Orioles. Shreve Parsley on the forecheck, forcing him to turn around. 19, Matt Thompson coming up the sideboards. Up 2, Jeff Peterson, who tries to get it into the middle, but Pat Scanlon with a nice neutral zone forecheck. Dumped in by the Spartans, number 20, Jeff Peterson. Jason Kendrick chips it out. It's in Robbie Larson. Number 8 back to get it for St. Louis Park. Aaron McEachern dumps it into the middle. Kendrick back to get it for the Spartans. Kendrick behind his own net. Elects to stop and make a pass up to the wing. We'll see if we can get it up to the center here. Gets it up to the center. Parsley up to Pat Scanlon. A nice try. But look out here, coach. We're going to get caught, it looks like. Number 14 for St. Louis Park. Jeremy Stacken decides to take a shot and gets it in. Rob Larson on the sideboards. Jason Kendrick battling down low, gets beat out of the corner. Brian Ballinger back to get it. St. Louis Park doing a nice job here of forechecking. Ballinger kind of having a steady period early here, coach. Parsley up the sideboards.
He certainly is. He's very capable of that.
Rob Larson picks a pocket here. Spartans, he's just got to keep it low. Let's see how he does. He decides to keep it. Throws it out front kind of blindly, but it looks like it might end up into something. Paul Scanlon down low here and going back to get it is McEachern. McEachern early in the game here is logging a lot of ice, coach. We'll see how that turns. I wonder if they do that often. St. Louis Park comes in about 2-on-4. Nice job of getting back for the Spartans. Justin Dahl going back to get it from Scott Finn.
McEachern's got such a great hockey name, coach.
Yes,
he needs to log a lot of ice.
Yes, he does. He's got a fun name. Spartans, Fleming. Spartans look like they're dumping and running here. They're doing a nice job. St. Louis Park's tender going to come out and become a factor to try to make a pass. David David Bloomgren on the sideboards loses it. St. Louis Park coming up the sideboards. Nice play by Parks, number 2, and Justin Dahl steals it though in the neutral zone. He's got to get it in. He fans on it. You can't see right now, sorry. David Bloomgren dumps it in for the Spartans, doesn't get it all the way in. I think we're going to find out that's going to be very important tonight, whether the puck gets all the way in or not, Coach, because you know as well as I do that's very important.
Especially as the game goes on and people get tired. It's very important to get that puck in deep and get some fresh legs out there, or go get them when their back is turned.
Absolutely. Matt Scanlon, look at this. Matt Scanlon turning this into a 2-on-1. He could turn this into the pads. Here comes Elson. Elson keeps it in down low. Brian Elson keeps it in, but he gets it right to a Park player. Nice play. This should be an icing if the puck hurries. It looks like it might. Okay, we have an icing.
Matt Scanlon with 2 excellent chances in that flurry. Their first was a 2-on-1. You saw the back checker coming back and picking up the man, so he really didn't have anything to do, so he did the right thing. He took the shot. And there you just saw Matt Scanlon coming in and just blasting the puck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nice
just couldn't
play.
Sneak it through.
That's right, and I think Matt's going to find out that he's going to score more goals if the puck's on the ice. Granted, in a chance like that, it's hard to do that so quick.
That's where Darby
Scanlon wins the
Hendrickson,
draw.
We'll talk about that later. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, Scanlon wins the draw, but Erickson gets a shot that goes wide. Nice forecheck here by the Spartans. St. Louis Park, nice coverage by their center. Looks like they have their center covered down low. Jeff Beck, that should be a high stick. But Kendrick opts to play it. We don't have a left wing. Brian Nelson was kind of covering his guy going back into the zone. St. Louis Park back in the neutral zone. Got a little volleyball match going on here, Coach.
Okay, I was talking about Darby Hendrickson, the current Toronto Maple Leaf and Richfield alumni who came in and saw Darby play a number of times, and he scored the majority of his goals right on the ice. Kids, you don't need to lift that puck all over the place and bang the glass for the fans. You need to put that puck on the ice. Goalies have a hard time moving their feet. That's the worst part. They're good with their glove, bad with the feet.
That's right. Good point. We have Pat Scanlon in a defensive faceoff here. St. Louis Park's number 10, Cocken, takes a faceoff. Randy Hager, I think, seeing his first shift here, Coach, for the Spartans, is forechecked very well by John Newman. Newman has the puck down low. It looks like the Orioles are coming out, going to the net. But a nice try. Nice coverage by the Spartans right now. Very even game. This is a fun game to be watching. It's kept in at the point. Brian Ballinger having a tough time catching up to it here. We'll see how he does. Another nice play by St. Louis Park, just keeping it down low. Good forecheck here. I can't pick up that number, sorry. 14's down low, stacking down low. Shreve Parsley coming up the sideboards. Can't handle the pass. He's got to keep that. He's got to get that puck out of the zone as best he can. Hager was kind of caught in no man's zone there, Coach, and a big save by Finn.
Scott Finn comes up again, the senior goalie from Richfield. He's a little bit of varsity experience last year, but not much, so he's logged the majority of the time this year so far, and he's doing another stellar job in the net tonight. You don't see Randy Hager and Brian Ballinger teamed up together too much, so I think Richfield's Coach Thomas might have some surprises in store for us tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes, and I'm sure he and Coach Olson have had many discussions on who should be out there. We have Paul Scanlon facing off against Tim Meyer.
Well, if you've ever talked to Coach Olson, you'll have a lot of discussions, I'll tell you that much.
Nice save by Finn. Number 20 for St. Louis Park, Jeff Peterson, I think, snuck in there and went to the net. Or 14, I'm sorry I didn't pick that up, Jeremy Stackin, but the Orioles are winning some face-offs in the offensive zone right now that is going to help them. Scanlon and Meyer. But Scanlon wins the draw, and Kendrick does such a nice job of going back to get it. He comes up the sideboards. Bloomgren finally gets going the right way, and if puck stays in, though, it's got to get out. Jeff Beck back to get it one-on-one with number 14, Jeremy Stackin. Paul Scanlon down low to help out. Gets it up the left wing to Jason Fleming, who flips it out of the zone. Nice play back for St. Louis Park, number 16. Over to his partner in the neutral zone, up to number 20. A bang, bing, bang going on out here,
This line for Park is having a nice shift out here.
Yep.
Richfield needs to counteract that.
Finn needs to cover that up right there. We'll have to see, because now look at what happens. Okay, Jason Fleming picks it up on the left wing after a fan by St. Louis Park, but he decides to try to do a one-on-one move. Here comes Kendrick. Kendrick gets it in, does a nice job going back to get it for St. Louis Park, number 16, Jace Anders. Anders, looks like the Spartans are maybe caught on a change, but St. Louis Park wasn't able to react quick enough. Randy Hager seeing his second shift here now, coming up the boards. Nice little move there, loses his balance. 13 for St. Louis Park, chips it up to the neutral zone. Ballinger is going to have to keep it, and he does a nice job of dumping it in, going back to get it for St. But Elson kind of causing some havoc down there. Number 13 for St. Louis Park, John Swing. Elson and Scanlon not sure that they're supposed to be teammates there, and Brent Erickson doing a nice job in the corner. Down low for Matt Scanlon. Looks like he might be able to get something here. Nice play by St. Louis Park's 13. I believe that's John Swing. Nice play by Elson, but you see what's going on here, coaches, how the Spartans are getting three guys below the goal line. They're not going to get a lot done that way.
3 on one side. They need to stay out a little bit. So the third man needs to stay out at the top of the circles.
Oh, St. Louis Park. Oh, Ballinger maybe gets away with one there. 15 doing a nice job of keeping the... Finally, they get him on it. Ballinger could have maybe tried to let him go there, but he must have felt that it was more of an emergency than we did, Coach. How do you feel about that call?
Well, I think he got away with the first one, but it was the pull down on the second one. I think he might have had gotten away with 3 or 4 before they finally raised their arm tonight. And I think as Ballinger just... It's a hard-working penalty there, but the Spartans don't need one with 4:28 left of the first period.
Yes. Nice, but I wonder if Ballinger's starting to tire.
It could be, you know, he sees a lot of ice time, and St. Louis Park has some quick forwards, and when you play in your own end, a defenseman gets very tired. I got tired when I played in any end that I played in.
Coach, it was always uphill for you, but you did a great job all the time. All right, we have Rob Larson and Pat Scanlon killing the penalty for the Spartans. I'm trying to find number 6, Coach, and I don't think I've seen him hardly at all. Do you think he might be injured? I have not seen him.
He may be. You know, he took that big slap shot earlier in the period, and I don't think he's been out since.
I don't think
he would be
has.
On this power play outfit,
absolutely.
that's for sure.
St. Louis Park's Rasmussen right now. We're not sure what's happened. We'll have to check it out in between periods. Nice job by Finn. Nice save. St. Louis Park going to the net here. St. Louis Park with the power play here with 4:24 left in the first period.
Again, Richfield coaching and teaching legend Jake McCoy has got his goaltender Scott Finn in prime form tonight.
Absolutely. Scanlon trying to win a draw here, but it does get out. Rob Larson going to cause some trouble here. We'll see what happens. He does a nice job. This is a good penalty kill bunch for the Spartans. Scanlon and Larson. They just seem to work very hard. They're good kids.
Well, we have Larson the junior and Scanlon the sophomore. You'll see hear the name Scanlon a lot tonight. There are 3 of them playing.
That's right. We have a Pat Scanlon. Uh-oh. And that hits the post, Coach. But Larson gets it. Holy Toledo. I'm telling you, the Orioles could be up 1-0 right now, but I think Finn went to church and did his chores.
He did. He's got that shoehorn in his back pocket tonight.
Yes,
Let's hope it stays there.
Yes, very true.
I don't know about a shoehorn, but a horseshoe.
Horseshoe.
Sold that one, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, Levin's got Kendrick beat here, Coach. He's going to come. That's a nice play by Finn. Kendrick's got to keep his feet moving, but he could be tiring too. And Rob Larson does a nice job of ignoring the stick checks. And St. Louis Park 16 comes back. Jace Anders comes back for the puck circles in his own end. Is coming straight up the ice like a quarterback, looking at the field.
Couple new penalty killers here.
Yes, Matt Scanlon, 24. Brian Elson, number 4. Elson reaches a little bit there, and Scanlon's going to dump it in, but it goes on net, and we don't get a whistle. That's good. There's 51 seconds left on the penalty. St. Louis Park trying to regroup. There's got to be something wrong with 6, Coach, if he's not on the ice, and that's good if you're a Richfield fan and not real good if you are an Oriole fan. A nice play by St. Louis Park forward, and they put one in finally, and they bang it in. The Spartans have got to find a way to get that thing out of the front of the net because that's going to happen. It looked like it was kind of a scrum. Go ahead, Coach.
That wasn't a pretty goal, but it just shows what happens when people go to the net and get some rebounds. Here's the replay. You see the shot, the initial shot, the save.
Right there, we had 2
guys
kids
coming
skate
in
by the puck.
Bang, it's in the net before you know it.
That's right.
Not a lot your goaltender can do. He needs to make the first save. The defensemen need to wall their people off, and everyone needs to be covered. Then you need to clear the puck.
Very true.
Otherwise, you're looking at a deficit on the scoreboard.
That's right. So we have 1-0 St. Louis Park here with 3:05 left in the first, and I believe that was a power play goal. So we go back to 5-on-5 with Paul Scanlon's line against Zenon Kocken's line. And Brian Ballinger in the neutral zone comes up, dumps it in. Going back to get it for St. Louis Park, number 8, Aaron McEachern. McEachern forecheck by Bloomgren. If he can find it in his feet, Paul Scanlon goes back to help him. A nice job here by the Spartans. Buzzing, it's nice to see after a goal. Here goes Jason Fleming.
It's an all-senior line.
Yes. Here come the Spartans, though, the Orioles. Nice 3-on-2. Ballinger gets turned around. Finn can't find it. Big save, and cleared out of there, thank goodness.
I think J.D. Dahl cleared that puck out of there.
Nice play by the sophomore. Nice play by the sophomore Dahl. Uh-oh, he's going to, number 10, I believe that's McEachern, or Zenon Kocken zooming around there in the Spartan zone. Nice play by the Spartans. It's not going to go for an icing either, so they better get off the ice or forecheck here. Okay, going back to get it is Aaron McEachern. Does a nice job of stopping, eluding, big word, eluding Jason Fleming. Cotton standing still in the neutral zone, but Dahl does a nice job of playing the body. Dahl, if he goes here, could have a one-on-one. If he decides to take a dive, he might get a call. He does a nice job of dumping it in. Good to see some confidence out of Dahl. Coming out of the St. Louis Park zone, number 16, Jay Sanders. Fans on a pass, but Matt Scanlon intercepts. Brent Erickson trying to get it. Looks like puck's bouncing like crazy. I wish they'd put a puck on the ice instead of a rubber ball, Coach. The Spartans might have a chance in front of the net. Elson going in for the forecheck. Oh, they're both going to go to him. No. Elson battling in the corner. St. Louis Park doing a nice job of covering down low, 2-on-2. 16 for St. Louis Park. Chase Anders coming up the sideboards. Brent Erickson having a nice period. Past couple games also does a nice job of holding it up, and there's a stoppage in play, Coach. A little bit on the Erickson boy. Picked up play the last 3 or 4 games, Coach.
He certainly has. He's been working hard. He needs to utilize his size and some savvy with the puck down in the offensive zone.
Yes, he does.
And that's what he needs to do. That's his game. Bang around in the corners,
Absolutely.
get in front, and overpower some of the smaller defensemen that St. Louis Park seems to have.
He does do a nice job in front of the net. Hopefully he does a good job and they can start going in. Matt Scanlon in the face-off here against St. Louis Park. And Scanlon wins it. Junior Jeff Beck keeps it in. We have 1:30 left in the period. Brent Erickson trying to keep it down low. Elson should have taken that puck, it looks like. And a nice try, Coach. It just doesn't go through. Beck should be able to get a good shot off here, and does. There's a rebound, but cleared out. Number 18 for St. Louis Park, Steve Rose. Jason Kendrick keeps it in. Kendrick, well, he can skate it here, Coach. We might get a shot, and he's got one. Ooh, big save by St. Louis Park's tender. And Elson's going to continue the forecheck. We don't have someone covering right now. Erickson is back there. Good play by him covering for Kendrick, who decided to stay in down low. There's a minute left in the period, and Elson, this line's got to be tired for the Spartans. Coming up the middle, kind of an errant pass. Jeff Beck turns and dumps it back in. The Spartans having a pretty good period right now.
It's exactly what the defenseman should do right there.
Move up, and Jason Kendrick chips it back in, and Pat Scanlon tries to tag up. St. Louis Park's number 16, Jay Sanders. Nice escape out of the corner. Shreve Parsley trying to do the forecheck. Brian Ballinger playing a little fencing right there. Uh-oh, Kendrick misses the puck, but Rob Larson doing a nice job of back checking. Larson, nice Kennedy by a forward, Coach.
Well, apparently the forwards practice that breakout too. I've never seen them actually do it. They must pick that up just from watching the defensemen when they're on the other end.
That's right. That shows you that the forwards probably listen a little bit more than you defensemen did. Okay, we have St. Louis Park's tender playing the puck, and he's going to put it in! I think it went in, Coach. I think it went in. And that's what's unbelievable down here, is that there just might not be goal judges in all these rinks. So with about 10 seconds left, the St. Louis Park goaltender decides to play it in front of his own net. And right now, I don't know if you people can see it, but defenseman.
Okay, we're going to the replay on this, and let's take a look and see if we can see anything from this angle.
It looks like they didn't go back far enough. We'll see if we get it. But the St. Louis Park Orioles dodge quite a bullet there, Coach, because you give one away like that after working as hard as they did that period. It really brings your team down.
That's exactly right. The Spartans, I think, had a pretty good period just for that little lapse on the power play and coverage. Actually, I think they're playing pretty well. It's two fairly even matched teams right now.
Yep.
I am a cause I'm young and free. I got the power over me, the power over me. I'm energy, I'm everywhere. I swear I know it's true. I'm always gonna be. And I know what is what and what is not the thing to do. And what is not the thing to do.
All right, I'd like to welcome you back to the Richfield War Memorial here in Veterans Park in Richfield, Minnesota. This is Jim Carr of Slapshot fame bringing you the second period of action after a 1-0 St. Louis Park Oriole first period advantage. A very good period right now. I'm looking for my sidekick, Eric Paulson, who must be busy downstairs doing some coaching of some kind, I'm sure. But a very good first period. For those of you at home that missed it, St. Louis Park got on the board on a power play, kind of a scrum in front, and they knocked it in, and Richfield kind of had some coverage problems, but they can't be taking penalties because it looks like St. Louis Park will be capitalizing on those power plays. Kind of a note of interest, we were wondering where number 6 was for St. Louis Park, and it sounds like they had a little trouble with him on the bench. I like to see that from Coach John Barger of St. Louis Park, sticking to some of the team rules. I think that's fantastic by him and very important, because one thing we need to remember is that this is a game and these are kids, and they'll never admit it, and I'm sure I wouldn't have when I was that age, but I think it's good that we teach these kids the right morals and the right values, because I have 2 of my students right here behind me, and I think that they'll know that teaching pride and discipline is probably the most important thing, and I think as coaches we need to do the same thing. So as we get ready for the second period of action, Richfield will be on the end that we are, and St. Louis Park will be on the far end. Now I see my partner in crime here, Eric Paulson, is coming back. We'll have to see what he found out down low, but what we'll be watching,
Coach.
what we'll be watching here now, I see that the Rasmussen boy is back on the ice, so they must have.
What did you find out?
I found out that it was a discipline deal, Coach, and I told the folks at home that, and I was complimenting John Barger on sticking to his team rules and his guns, because I'm sure it is very tough for him doing that to somebody who is as good a player he is. But I think it's important. Mike Thomas does the same thing. They stick to their rules and they don't make exceptions. I think that's important. We have Paul Scanlon facing off against Zenon Kokin, and up the boards, chipped up the boards. We have Joel Comstock making his first shift here, Coach, for Richfield. Dumped in by Comstock and does a nice job of forechecking. It's covered by number 35, Wyatt Smith. Wyatt Smith, kind of a same name as a fellow from War Road, Coach. Where is the kid from War Road in the standings for in the state? Does he fit in there, I wonder?
Well, let's take a look and see if we
Wyatt
can find
Smith
him
is his name, too.
For the viewers at home.
Okay, Paul Scanlon's going to take the face-off here for the Spartans. He's going to try to win it to the sideboards with Joel Comstock. This is the line that had, who started on this line, Coach, for the Spartans? Fleming boy must be down right now. Okay, we have Scanlon in down low, and Scanlon throwing a little bit of body around down there. That's important right here, and still busting. Comstock's got to try and pick up the St. Louis Park defenseman right there. He plays the Scanlon again, and a nice collision down low, and it's kept down low. David Blumgren coming in on the forecheck. Spartans are really bottling him up right now. It's kind of fun, and we have Comstock in the slot who's got a chance, but he kind of lost one at the net and intercepted by number 13, John Swinging. A big hammer by the Scanlon boy, but he's going to go in the box, it looks like. Coach, I didn't see it. I was checking my program for some numbers on St. Louis Park. Was it a good call?
Well, I'll have to agree with you, Coach. I didn't see it either. I was checking my statistics sheet for Wyatt Smith from War Road, and I'm not finding him, but boy, the Richfield fans behind the net sure were excited about that, so something big must have happened. And now comes Jody Boyd, the excellent trainer from Richfield, coming out to care for the down player.
Well, and the down player looks like John Swing, a senior defenseman from St. Louis Park, who, to the best of my knowledge, is logging a ton of ice time for St. Louis Park. So this could be a major injury for them. And of course, any injury is major. Don't misunderstand me. Let's hope that he's okay. But let's get back to that fact of the Rat Pack there, as trying to find a word, I can't find one, Coach, sorry, of Jake McCoy. He comes up with all those sayings, and he kind of has them called the Rat Pack and stuff like that. Give me a little bit of McCoyisms if you can. You have any offhand?
Well, you're putting me right on the spot at this point.
Okay.
I know, I'm sure he gave a lot of McCoyisms to the Richfield players between periods, especially to his goaltender, Scott Finn. Just keep the puck out of the net.
Yeah, he does do a great job for us, I'll tell you that much. This might give us a chance to talk a little bit about Mike Thomas, Jake McCoy, and Todd Olson, the three varsity coaches in Richfield. I believe, as I look, actually we're on the side that has the state tournament banners, but I believe Mike Thomas has been to 3 state tournaments here in Richfield. He was part of the 76, am I right?
In 1976, Richfield Spartans were coached by Larry Hendrickson. Jake McCoy was the assistant, and Mike Thomas was the junior varsity coach at that time.
Was he? Okay. And Mike Thomas has some really good blood in him, Coach, and you'll know why as well as I do, because anybody from Virginia, Minnesota on the Iron Range must be a fantastic person. But let's quickly get back to number 13, John Swing, who appears to be okay. That's very important because we definitely don't want any injuries. And it looks like he's an alternate captain too, so he is an integral part of this team, Coach.
Well, how do you spell that integral for me? I'm a little bit slow on the uptake. Let's keep it to language that I can understand at least. Now, I know yourself and Mike Thomas included some good blood in them, and the best thing about that is they left Virginia for a better place, and that's what we like to have, and that's our gain. That's Virginia's loss, that's for sure.
Well, thanks, Coach. Let's make sure that we have our boots on tonight. Okay, looks like we're going to get a face-off here with 14:15 left in the second period, and a 2-minute penalty on the Spartans. Thank goodness it wasn't a major penalty. Matt Scanlon and Brian Elson are going to be the forwards, and Brian Ballinger and Jason Kendrick will be the penalty killers up for the first out here.
Did you catch a call on that? Was it a boarding
It
or
was
a
a
cross
check.
check?
It was a check from behind,
Check
coach.
from behind,
I
very
think,
dangerous
I
penalty.
think, absolutely, especially by the boards. But let's note that 6 for St. Louis Park. Rasmussen drops back to defense on the power play, and he has a cannon. Let's make sure that we're aware of that. This looks like St. Louis Park's going to go into and Rasmussen maybe a little bit cold here from not playing much in the first period. Mishandles the puck at the blue line, and St. Louis Park's defenseman comes up the sideboards, number 16. Jay Sanders gets into the boards, and he's played by Brian Ballinger, and a nice job by a pair of Bryans there, Brian Ballinger and Brian Elson.
St. Louis Park looking a little bit disorganized in the offensive end. You have Rasmussen going from blue line to blue line, not really knowing where his partner is and not knowing really where the puck was at that point.
I see, though, what they just did, Coach, was put 13 on the ice. John Swing, who was injured, so he must be on this power play normally, which could be an explanation why they are struggling. It looks like the Spartans are initially going right to the Rasmussen boy on the penalty kill to make sure that he can't get the puck. Matt Scanlon trying to get the puck out of the zone, but kept in neatly by John Swing. Nice to see him back out there. Kept in down low, and the Rasmussen boy against one of our better players, Jason Kendrick.
Oh,
Rasmussen.
It's like when you play the Detroit Lions, you don't want Barry Sanders carrying the ball. Here you don't want Eric Rasmussen carrying the puck.
Absolutely. A nice save by Scott Finn, and Brian Ballinger helping out in front, making sure that there was no rebound, and Finn covers it. So with 33 seconds left in the penalty at 12:48 of the second period, the Spartans have the tandem of Scanlon being Matt and Brian Elson as forwards, and Kendrick and Ballinger out there. Have they been off, Coach?
That's a pretty standard penalty kill unit. They do a majority of the penalty killing for the Spartans, along with Robbie Larson and Pat Scanlon, and that's pretty much what Coach Thomas goes with, and they seem to do a pretty good job.
Nice play by Jason Kendrick. Very heads-up play to go around the net and get the puck on his forehand. Very important. Back to get it is John Swing for the St. Louis Park Orioles. It looks like he's just going to come right out. And coming up the left side to number 10, Zenon Kokken, who comes into the neutral zone over the blue line. And he decides to take the shot by himself, but is kind of pickpocketed by number 5, Pat Scanlon. But the Orioles have it down low, and Jason Kendrick playing him. And the Spartans have killed off the penalty. Big save by Scott Finn. Brian Ballinger pokes it into the corner, picked up by number 14 for the Orioles. Rob Larson might not be aware that they're at full strength, but he should be. Pat Scanlon, oh, nice play by Robbie Larson. Picked up by Rasmussen. We have to be careful here. John Swing kind of lets a bouncing shot go to the net, but if Robbie Larson Paul Scanlon gets hit very hard by Eric Rasmussen. We have an offside, but Larson, if he hurries, can get it to the red line, but chips it into the neutral zone. And Pat Scanlon gets a forecheck on, picked up by number 11 for St. Louis Park. Brian Ballinger, very heads-up play. The puck was deflected there in the neutral zone. St. Louis Park coming up the side. Pat Scanlon dumps it in. Just to clarify for you at home, we have a P. Pat and an M. Matt Scanlon. St. Louis Park's number 10, Zenon Kokken. That should be an offside, I thought, but I guess not. Ballinger, hits the referee with it. The puck comes out of the zone.
I think the ref has been hit about 4 or 5 times right here on this shift. He will earn his money tonight.
Yeah, you know what? He should earn his money, I'll tell you that much. But we are lucky to have Minneapolis hockey officials here tonight because they seem to be the premier group in the area. Good Richfield person is very much a part of the league. Coming up the sideboards on the right is the John Swing boy. Picked up by Brian Ballinger, intercepted. Brent Erickson, number 7 for the Spartans, dumps it in. That referee gets hit again, but kind of an advantage for the Spartans. If Elson can get it, and Erickson, if he can get to the puck first, will have a chance, but cleared nicely by St. Louis Park. Matt Scanlon in front to Erickson. It goes off his shoulder, but does not go in the net. Off to the side, picked up by St. Louis Park. Spartans are playing very well right now, Coach. It's kind of nice to see. And you know what? So are the Orioles. Brian Ballinger working very hard. After he noticed he was beat, he tried to get it, and that's going to hit the side of the net by Rasmussen. Kind of running shot, more or less, trying to one-time it without setting up on the shot. Nice play by Ballinger to let the center Scanlon come back and get it. Ballinger peels off his man up the sideboards to Elson, who lets it go, and it goes to the defenseman for the Orioles, and he lofts one towards the net. There's a rebound and a nice try by number 20 for the Orioles, Jeff Peterson. I think Richfield's tired right now, Coach. We'll have to see how this turns out.
It looks like the St. Louis Park Orioles use Eric Rasmussen as a defenseman, then as a forward, then back as a defenseman. I think he logs quite a bit of ice time when he's not sitting on the bench.
Yes, I think that we will not see him. I think they do it to the effect of where, a nice play by Scott Finn to cover it, but a good pass up to the middle by Rasmussen and a nice play by number 11, St. Louis Park, John Newman. I think, Coach, in past years, because he's been such a good player, St. Louis Park has used him in a way of go as hard as you can at forward and rest a little bit at D.
Well, there's some great players in the state did that. Larry Olam, to be one of the big examples, I think would play 47 minutes of a 45-minute game and spend a lot of that time just kind of cruising around doing what he'd like.
And a nice save by Scott Finn by the St. Louis Park center, number 4, Tim Meyer. Gets the puck to go towards the net. A nice play by him. Pat Scanlon for the face-off for the
Did you play against Larry Olam, Coach?
No, I did not. I played against him in Bantams. I still have a program from Bantams. Pat Scanlon does a nice job of winning the draw. Dustin Dahl over to Jason Kendrick, who can't handle it, but he eludes the forecheck and he's coming up the middle of the ice. Now we'll see what Kendrick can do as he comes across. But Pat Scanlon goes offside on a 3-on-2. Coach, give me one of the cardinal rules.
The big rule is you have to have some strength on your skates to stay on that blue line, and when you get to the red line, if you have nothing going, the defenseman played it well. He made Jason Kendrick veer with the puck, forcing the wing offside. You have to go straight in with the puck. Your wings are going to go off.
That's right. And another thing, nice shot by Kendrick. A nice save by the Wyatt Smith boy of St. Louis Park. And here comes St. Louis Park coming up the boards. Shreve Parsley fumbles with it in the neutral zone, and Rob Larson chips it back in. Trying to get it in deep, but St. Louis Park's 14 comes up the sideboards, up to number 20, Jeff Peterson. Jason Kendrick and Peterson battling for the puck. Kendrick comes out with it and a nice power turn to get away from him, but I would have to imagine Kendrick's a little tired. Right now he comes up the sideboards on the left wing, and he decides to take the fellow outside. Kendrick still has it, but Pat Scanlon decides it. Robbie Larson in front of the net. Big save by Wyatt Smith. It should be a 1-1 ball game, but there's no doubt a very important save by St. Louis Park's goaltender. But, Coach, a nice play by Jason Kendrick.
Jason Kendrick going end-to-end, the shades of Bobby Orr from a long time ago, taking up the sideboards. And that's probably a name you don't remember, Coach. You're pretty young.
Let's make sure that we know I still have my old number 4 Bobby Orr jerseys at home.
Well, I know you still have that. And you still have, as you like to say, all your confirmation money. You probably earn a lot of interest on that now up at the Virginia National Bank.
Paul Scanlon on the face-off. David Bloomgren in the slot. The face-off wasn't won by either player, but St. Louis Park is going to get it out of their zone, which probably was their goal. Jeff Beck coming back for the Spartans takes the tip from Scott Finn. Beck tried to get it up to Comstock, second shift of the night. St. Louis Park has a chance for a 2-on-1 here, but nice coverage by Paul Scanlon. David Bloomgren gets it off the side, and he kind of takes an elbow here, Coach, by number 6, who might get a little bit of preferential treatment, and it's in front of the net, and it comes through, and Bloomgren trying to get him back does a nice job of moving him. Paul Scanlon's got some open ice, and he decides to give a pass up to the neutral zone. The puck, I don't think is going to go for an icing. It is being pursued by, I think 13 is the Swift boy, and it goes over to his partner who comes up the left wing boards. Ballinger, and we have a 1-on-1 here with Beck and number 11. I think that's the Newman fellow, and a nice blocker save and a good job of controlling the rebound, coached by Scott Finn.
That's one thing goaltenders need to do. You need to make that initial stop and try to get a hold of the rebound. The shot was up in the air quite a bit. I don't know if it would have been on the inside the net. I think it might have hit the bar or went over the top. So again, stress the importance of keeping the puck down, keeping it low, making the goaltender make a save on a shot that's actually on the net.
Absolutely, very important. I know that Coach Thomas does stress the fact that try to give us rebounds. I find that's very important.
I see Coach Thomas playing a kind of a chess game here and trying to match some players and trying to get all the advantage that he can. He is a master at matching players and trying to put his strength against the other team's strength. He takes a team, he'll take apart film, spends a lot of time scouting the opposition.
Absolutely, and Richfield, if Brent Erickson hurries here, is going to be with Matt Scanlon on this 1-on-1. The Scanlon boy lets a shot go, and a nice save by Wyatt Smith. Brian Elson keeps it in down low on the right wing. He's looking for some help from Erickson. Erickson chasing the St. Louis Park boy. Oh, the Spartan defenseman leaving a little early, but nice play. Dumps it back in, Jeff Beck. Brent Erickson, the first man in, trying to forward check St. Louis Park. Nice job, a nice counter there, Coach. I know that looks like you when you used to play. Jeff Beck back in the neutral zone. No, he doesn't go over to Jason Kendrick. Look at Beck kind of showing some confidence, Coach.
Well, it's something we haven't seen for a while, and that is good. Richfield needs that. Needs
Absolutely.
A junior defenseman to have a good game.
You're exactly right, and the key is there that he is a junior, so we need to see some stuff like that. Very true. St. Louis Park going to try to spring somebody here. Looks like they're doing the old cherry picker, Coach, but it's good. Why? And they call no icing. Kind of a surprise to me. Jason Kendrick back behind his own net. Should be rested. Will probably go coast to goal. Oh, St. Louis Park, Coach. St. Louis Park throws a curveball at the Spartans.
We go into your favorite pro forecheck.
Pro forecheck, which is vintage St. Louis Park when they come into Richfield Ice Arena. I remember the 2 years ago when both teams are doing the pro forecheck. I believe that I aged maybe 10 years that game because there wasn't a lot that went on. So we'll see what happens here if Coach Thomas decides to do the same thing. Parsley going back for Richfield and does a nice job of covering. 15 for St. Louis Park back in the corner. Pat Scanlon, the center, covering down low. 15 eludes him. He's still got the puck. That'd be Storham for St. Louis Park. And Parsley has it in the neutral zone and he gets it in. We're going to call it icing, but they don't. Rob Larson in the corner, but doesn't have much help. He should try to keep it down low here. Larson in the corner with Pat Scanlon in the slot. Larson still has it. It comes out to Ballinger, who if he can get it on his forehand, can get it towards the net. It looks like a scrum in front. They don't know where it is. I still don't have a whistle because the puck is not in the net. The goalie had no idea where the puck was there, and St. Louis Park does a nice job of getting it out, but Ballinger might have him caught on a change. He doesn't have a lot of help right now. Ballinger doing a little dangling. Looks like the Paulson guy, vintage 78 at Richfield. Paul Scanlon keeps it in down low. David Bloomgren in to help him. St. Louis Park coming up the right wing boards. Up to the half boards, but Ballinger keeps it in. We have a one-on-one opportunity here, but Justin Dahl in the neutral zone turns and dumps it back in. Joel Comstock has it, gets it in deep. David Bloomgren down low. Spartans doing a nice job here. He's going to come out the back door maybe, but he decides that he decided not to. And Joel Comstock and David Bloomgren doing the Hanson brothers a little bit down there low, but the St. Louis Park fellow does a nice job of protecting the puck and letting his teammate come in. Scott Finn back behind the net. Brian Ballinger goes to get it. Ballinger counters to the right wing to his defensive partner, Justin Dahl, who kind of throws an errant pass, Coach. We need him to have a little more confidence with the puck. St. Louis Park is in. Scott Finn does not have the puck. Oh, St. Louis Park's number 18. Steve Rose hits the side of the net. David Bloomgren picks it up, and I'm telling you.
Finn's having trouble getting up out of the net right now.
Yes, he is, Coach. And it's dumped in by David Bloomgren, Joel Comstock, and they're going to try to get it. Comstock in down low by himself, doing a nice job. Matt Scanlon, Brent Erickson line getting on the ice here. Two junior forwards. Erickson has the puck, Coach. This is where you said he's strong. He comes in, he tries to stuff it, and get it up in the air.
Back.
Where's it? Matt Scanlon puts it in for a goal for the Spartans. Matt Scanlon line us back a little bit like the O'Callahan fella in 1980 when they came on the ice after they won the gold medal. That's what that reminded me of, Coach.
That's just a lot.
Here comes a replay. Let's take a look at it. The Brent Erickson boy coming in.
Look at the work of the Spartan
Erickson tries to
front.
scuff. He was
First
good at that
shot.
as a bantam. It
right
comes out.
back to him.
Now he goes up in the
Again
air,
to the
very
goalie.
smart. Hits somebody,
Comes
but
right
Matt
out.
Scanlon puts it in on the left wing. A nice job. Erickson came in off the wing, and Scanlon gets the rebound. 2 shots. Great job by the Spartans. That ties the game at 1. That goal comes at 10-10 of the second period.
That's good that you had your handheld calculator out here,
That's that
Coach,
addition
to,
of mine.
to figure that out.
And the Spartan band gets going in here, Coach, because the Spartans are starting to mount another fortune. Elson doesn't realize he has the puck off that great. The Spartans are just buzzing right now, Coach. Look at Jason Kendrick keeping it in down low. Brian Elson has it. I got to use an old McLeod line. This is smash face hockey going on right now, Coach. Erickson with a big hit on the left wing corner. Erickson still a nice pass. Back to the defenseman, Jeff Beck, who lets a field goal go towards the net. And
that was up there.
yes, we're going to have a 2-on-1 here if Jason Kendrick does a nice play by
hockey.
Jeff
That's why
Beck.
this is a great game.
Absolutely, and here come the Spartans and a nice pass. Erickson in the neutral zone. Didn't realize he had a 2-on-1, but probably is tired. The Spartans might be caught on a change here, and we have to watch 6 up there on the sideboards. We'll see what happens here. Rob Larson decides to play him in the neutral zone, and here's Shreve Parsley doing a nice job. Larson has the puck and dumps it in. Parsley takes up. We have the Pat Scanlon line out with Rob Larson and Shreve Parsley on the wings.
That line has been doing an excellent job for the Spartans tonight.
Yes, they have. And Jeff Beck back by his own net. Uses the net as a person, Coach. You teach that well. Shreve Parsley on the left wing. Chips it up. Nice play by the Parsley boy. And if Scanlon can get a stick on it, he'd have a 2-on-1, and he tries to. He's going to play around with it. And a nice pass.
Yes.
And it's the post. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
I am telling you. And now here comes the Rasmussen boy. This could change the whole pace, but Jeff Beck does a nice job after Brian Ballinger did a great. And the Parsley boy must be a little bit tired because this line, like you said, has been doing a nice job. St. Louis Park coming up the sideboards. They chip it out to Jeff Beck. Brian Ballinger doing a nice job of getting it up to Rob Larson, who's working very hard at getting it and does do a nice job again. Both defensemen, no, they don't both go off, but Ballinger doesn't realize Beck went off. Richfield mounting a forecheck here. St. Louis Park dangerously goes in front of their own net. Joel Comstock behind the net to Paul Scanlon. The puck just gets by him, squirts by him a little bit. David Bloomgren in the right wing helping Paul Scanlon, who, Coach, it looks like laid another big hit down there.
Coach Thomas changing up his lines a little bit, trying to get some fresh legs out there. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and now the referee's going to call it right now, and I am not kidding you. You can call me biased. You can call me double biased. You can call me whatever you want. I'm telling you.
Don't give us that opportunity.
I don't think he saw it. I think he saw the result. But you know what? I believe I have some very good patience with referees, but this could be a big penalty for the Spartans.
Well, I think the ref might have been influenced by the boisterous St. Louis Park crowd that's sitting right in front of us.
Yes, and you know what? It's nice to see, I'll tell you, Coach, I'm going to go off real quick here. It's nice to see that these kids wear leather jackets. When I graduated up in Virginia on the Iron Range.
Where's that?
Yeah, up on the Iron Range. You know where it's at. A lot of us didn't wear leather jackets. We wore personalized sporting jackets, and it's nice to see these kids wearing leather jackets. I think that's very important for school pride. Okay, we have a 2-minute penalty on Richfield. I don't think I picked up the number, Coach. I'm sorry. Did you get the number on the penalty?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I didn't either. So the Spartans will be down 1 man with 2:42 left in the second period.
I was busy listening to your fashion comments and taking some notes.
Yes, you should.
For myself.
We got the 2 Scanlon boys out there, but Rasmussen coming in on the backhand, and he scored!
My goodness,
Shot,
don't see that
goal, Rasmussen 6, and that is what happens when Rasmussen is able to have the puck for more than 2 or 3 seconds in the offensive zone. He is very quick at getting the puck in the net. Absolutely. Here comes the replay again. You're going to see off the face-off. Rasmussen scootering, that's a coaching term, around to the outside and letting a nice backhand goal past Scott Finn right into the net by himself.
You don't see those backhands like that very much more. I think it was made famous by the ex-North Star. Barry Gibbs had quite a backhand, and Rasmussen may have been watching some old North Star footage and taking some notes from that. It looks a lot like the Barry Gibbs backhand.
Barry Gibbs. The only thing that Barry Gibbs reminds me of, Coach, I'm sorry, is Andy Gibb of ABBA fame, but I found out he wasn't. And we have Jason Kendrick coming up the sideboards with a 2-on-1 if he can see it. We'll see when he decides to cut. He's going to come in, let it go, and tie the game at 2. Jason Kendrick takes the play right in his own hands, comes across the blue line, and that is an example of Kendrick doing exactly what the Rasmussen boy can do at times. Just taking the game and going coast to coast, seeing the open ice and putting it in the net.
Here comes our replay now. Here we see Kendrick up the left side, just blasting the puck. Wyatt Smith, no hope back there. Not a thing at all. I can't believe it. I can't understand people that don't find this game the most exciting game in the world.
I'm telling you, there is not a faster game on ice.
Not at Richfield Ice Arena,
That's
anyway.
right. I'm at the War Memorial here. We have a 2-2 ball game with 2:18 left in the second period. I don't know if this is going to be one of those 6-5 games or if it's going to be a 2-2 overtime game. Those of you that do not look in the paper or have not looked in the paper, don't, because you're watching some fantastic hockey. Find out the score by staying with Paragon here the rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this replay, and we'll see how it goes. We have Brian Ballinger going back for the puck. He goes D to Justin Dahl, but he's covered. Picked up by St. Louis Parks, number 11. Finn does not see the puck. The puck is on the sideboards. The referee can't see it. Why doesn't he blow the whistle? And this is what happens, because if the referees don't blow the whistle any quicker than that, we're going to have trouble.
I tell you what, it had time for the people from the concession stand. Everybody was in the net at that time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, even the ice arena guys that just walked by were in the concession.
They couldn't believe it.
Mike Ulmer of Richfield Ice Arena fame, now doing a great job in his advertising agency. What would this arena be without him? Okay, we have a 5-on-5 here. We're playing straight up with 1:50 left in the second period, and the score is 2-2. Matt Scanlon.
This is a big game for both teams. Both teams need this to move up in the standings in the Classic Lake a little bit. They both know it's a very important game.
There's a high stick, and I think that should be called.
My goodness.
I think that should be called. If I didn't have this headset on, you know what? I probably would have told the ref that it should have been called. You know what? That's the stuff that they can't let go, because that is exactly the stuff that causes all kinds of trouble, and it takes the game right away from them. There's a fellow in the stands here in front of me of old Richfield fame. I see he has some stitches. Who used to kind of play the same way from last year. I don't know if I have to say any names, but he's a good kid. It's good to see him here supporting his Spartans. Matt
Coach, I think the tempers might be flaring a little bit.
All right, we got a $1:44 left in the second period in a 2-2 ball game. Matt Scanlon at center. And here's the faceoff. Won by the Spartans. Brent Erickson blocks his guy out. Brian Ballinger has a tough time getting it out there, but because he's forecheck. Scanlon chips it ahead. We might have a 2-on-2. And now he chips it ahead to Elson. And we have an offside call at the blue
kind
line.
Kind of a late offsides call.
Yeah, I thought so too. A nice job by the referee, though. It looked like he might have been right on the line. I can't believe I just complimented
So now
them.
you're complimenting the officials. I tell you, with you, it's a Jekyll and Hyde trip every time we go.
I'll tell you, Coach. Heckle and Jekyll was one of my favorite cartoons. I don't know if you remember that one.
It was.
Okay, Matt Scanlon at center again. We kind of had the Erickson boy and the Rasmussen boy, excuse me, doing a little bit on the side here on the wings.
Oh, that's all right. We like to see that. We're not. No, they don't. You don't want. You don't want your players to be intimidated by anyone. So you need someone to stick up for you.
That's right. It's going to be interesting here to see what the Spartans decide to do. Ballinger and Rasmussen might have a little something going on here. And Kendrick plays him in the neutral zone. Matt Scanlon, last man back, chips it out of the zone. That should be offside. But I don't know if there should have been a whistle there, Coach. Here I go. I'm done with them for a while. Sorry. They are doing a good job.
You have been commenting on the officiating, and that is, I'm surprised at you for that because I rarely hear a comment from you about any officiating, always extremely positive.
I'll tell you one thing, they are doing a great job. Let's just go to that. Okay, Richfield makes a change here and puts the Paul Scanlon line out with David Bloomgren here. You got to watch the Rasmussen boy with a $120 left in the period in a 2-2 game. Paul Scanlon, the draw goes back to St. Louis Park. They dump it back in. Kendrick plays it at waist height. Rasmussen really kind of on the move here a little bit. We'll see if he causes some havoc. Paul Scanlon in the neutral zone from Joel Comstock. Scanlon goes to the outside, kind of turns it, but loses control of the puck. Keeps it down low, and David Bloomgren could be the first guy at the puck. Trying to play the body there, gets the angle and does. Joel Comstock in the corner helping him. Comstock in the slot. That's a wrist shot goal. You don't see that much, but gets it. It gets deflected. Kendrick keeps it in. Scanlon does a nice job. Comstock looks like he might be able to come around the net here, Coach. And he throws it through the crease, but Kendrick was too far down low, and I don't think expected it to get through. We have some stuff going on in front here, and I think we have a call. Nice job by the outside official. These guys are doing a great job. Nice job by the outside official, calling it in front of his partner, which you don't see very often.
You don't see that very much with the other official kind of taking charge and calling something the other air, but that's what they're getting paid for, and Coach, just like you're making the big money to broadcast tonight.
That's right. I'm telling you, I think I might retire from broadcasting, that is. And I'm sure you people out there agree. Okay, the Spartans are going to get a power play here with 43 seconds left in the second period. A chance for them to break the 2-2 tie.
I think your fans may need to write to Paragon Cable requesting to keep you as one of their favorite broadcasters.
I agree. Jim Carr of Slapshot fame, if you're wondering. Paul Scanlon on the face-off here. We have Scanlon, Joel Comstock, and Brent Erickson on the power play. And the Rasmussen boy killing the penalty. Paul Scanlon gets it back to the point. Kendrick could let that shot go. Tips it in front! And a great save by Wyatt Smith because Comstock does a great job of coming out of the corner and going in front of the net.
That's one thing you never want to do is give up a goal in the final minute of play for any team. It'd be a big goal for Richfield, but you never want to give up one of those.
Absolutely, I completely agree. We'll have to see what happens here. I like the way Kendrick got that shot off. Very important. We'll see if Scanlon can win the draw again over to Comstock.
We saw before that.
And he does.
Shoot the puck.
Okay, well, they're going to force Kendrick because they know he's got that shot. I don't think that... Get out of the way! I'm telling you.
Wait, I'll move.
No, I'm not. Yes, I'm not sure how good of a job these guys are doing. Okay, Matt Scanlon back for the puck from Scott Finn. The Spartans setting up their breakout. And he gets it over to his brother, Paul. Paul straight across ice. Kind of a bad pass there. And like I said earlier, I'm starting to watch this game. Comstock! Where's the whistle on the Spartans? So we have a slash. I don't see it. Paul Scanlon better be careful here. Paul Scanlon better be careful. He just better get in the box. And it looks like it might be a phantom call. And I am watching Todd Olson right now just fired up. He is running the front of that bench. And now you see the master come to the front of the bench.
Master
Mike Thomas
of
and
official manipulation,
Mike Thomas going down and letting the referee know that I don't think they're on for coffee in the morning. Mike Thomas,
that's a good way of putting it.
Right in his ear. It is very exciting. I love it. You gotta love this because I think it was a phantom call. A nice job by Kendrick and a great job by Joel Comstock. Brent Erickson trying to go in the corner. Good job by Brent Erickson to get the puck maybe to the front. And that was a very good period. A 2-2, but I think the Spartans win that period 2-1. Am I right?
I think you are correct. I think Coach Thomas is telling them right now, telling the officials, don't lose control of this game. Don't let it get out of control because it's their job to keep the game in control. And right at the end, it got a little bit haywire out there. Rasmussen took a little run at number 21, Paul Scanlon, and
that's right.
You see the repercussions of that. Usually it's that retaliation penalty, that retaliation gets called.
That's right.
You see it there again.
After 2 periods here at Richfield's War Memorial in Veterans Park, we have a 2-2 tie.
And we do have a game.
Yes, we do. It's been a lot of fun so far. And when they come back out, it will be 4-on-4, and St. Louis Park will pick up about a 36-second power play at the beginning. After 36 seconds into the period, we'll see how it goes.
I tell you, you need to run to the refrigerator right now and tighten down your helmets, because we are going into a rock'em sock'em third period at this point on Paragon Cable, Richfield Channel 32, St. Louis Park Channel 34. It doesn't get any better than this.
That's right, we're having a lot of fun.
I dance shoes are on to drive the latest match. Twisty little number called the cigarette match. Put your hands to your lips, or take your mask off. Just step out the button and say another last off. Now that you told me about the cigarette match, I'll tell a friend about the cigarette match. Cigarette match, cigarette match. We don't need it anymore. Cigarette match. Are you ready for the first step?
All right, I'd like to welcome you all back to the Richfield War Memorial, located here in Richfield's Veterans Memorial Park. We have a 2-2 tie after 2 periods. 2 seems to be the lucky number. We'll see. I wonder if there's a number 2 on the ice tonight. We'll have to see. But both teams will start the third period shorthanded, so we'll have a 4-on-4, and the Richfield Spartan Band is getting it rolling. I'd like to compliment the Richfield Spartan cheerleaders and the St. Louis Park Oriole cheerleaders. Sometimes they go unnoticed. They're doing a fantastic job getting both teams motivated to play. We'll have to see what happens here in the third period. Like I said, it's a 2-2 ball game with a minute 17 left on the St. Louis Park penalty and a minute 53 left on the Richfield Spartan penalty. So we'll play 4-on-4 for at least a minute 17. And then it'll be about 30-40 second power play for the Orioles. We'll have to see what happens. Coach Paulson, it's good to see you. You know, you've left me in the dust here a couple times, up here by myself trying to get this going. What did you think so far, or what do you think so far of this whole title-type tilt?
I tell you, we are in for quite a third period here. It's been a great first period, a couple of defensive lapses by both teams, and immediately go on the scoreboard, and it's 2-2, and it's Saturday night, and it does not get any better than this right now.
What's
right
that
here.
song? Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting? Who sings it? Or else another Saturday
sure.
night,
I'm
and
not
I
quite
ain't
sure.
got no money.
I'm not.
Who sings
I'm
it?
not very musical.
Okay, that's an opening face-off. That's enough this music trivia. Ballinger up on the right wing for. Oh, it's because it was a 4. We have to watch this now.
Here we
6.
go.
Rasmussen's
He
going to
can
let that
fire.
shot go. Finn does a nice job of pretending to be a backboard and making the save. Rasmussen going after his own puck. We do not need him to get wound up. If you're a Richfield fan, Rasmussen circling in his own in the Richfield, chips it towards the net because he can see his guy open.
Oh,
Finn
right
does a
off the
great
net.
job of keeping the puck out of the net and pokes it into the corner. 13 for Park, big save by
Another
Finn.
nice save.
The Elson boy needs to try to get it out, and he'll ice it, which will leave 47 seconds left on the St. Louis Park penalty and a $1.23 left on the Richfield penalty.
Well, I was downstairs while you were up here regaling the fans out there with stories of your playing career. Down there getting kind of the feel in the Spartan locker room, and I think they felt pretty good about that period. Better about that one than they did the first period, and they're ready to take it to them in this one. I know Coach Thomas has got his players all pumped up and ready to go.
That's the good thing about Coach Thomas. He is a fantastic game coach, which is not very easy for a lot of people. And we have the 13 going to the net. I'm having a tough time seeing that corner. Jason Kendrick coming up the right wing board, circles into the middle, comes up to the middle of the ice, taking control. He's got Eriksson open on the right wing. He finds him. Eriksson coming in one-on-one, goes to his backhand. He's leaning as best he can, pokes it into the front, but doesn't get it there. Matt Scanlon should try to keep it down. Eriksson must be kind of hurt. We'll have to, yes, he is. He's coming off the ice a little bit. We'll have
Skating kind of slow for him.
Yes, he is. That's very true. 13 coming up the ice for St. Louis Park. John Swing still has it going into the offensive zone. Jason Kendrick picks it up, and if he hurries, he could catch up to a 2-on-1 here. Joel Comstock for the Spartans does a nice job of getting it into the zone. Nice save by the Smith fellow.
Jason Kendrick logging a lot of ice time again tonight.
I would imagine he won't be off a lot here. I see the doll boy is on now. We'll see how he does. St. Louis Park coming up. Okay, Comstock trying to keep it in, does a nice job. Spartans are killing a penalty right now. The power play has started for St. Louis Park. We'll have to watch how long before the puck gets in the hands of 6. Okay, St. Louis Park coming up, and he's going to take the shot, Coach. Very uncharacteristic to do on the power play. Also find it to be kind of selfish. I remember I used to get benched for doing that.
Well, I'm sure that's not all you ever were benched for, Coach Phelps, but you've outgrown that now, and you are stellar at your job, play-by-play.
Let's not get carried away on the outgrown
I've noticed
part.
this, Rasmussen just kind of cruises around and kind of does what he wants to, and those players are kind of dangerous that way because you never know when they're going to pick up the puck, but he just kind of goes wherever he wants at this point in time.
It kind of reminds me of a vulture a little bit, Coach, just waiting to hit on his prey. Okay, Pat Scanlon coming up the ice on his own on a one-on-one and can see that and dumps it in. Number 13, John Swing, who must be okay from the first period, goes back for the puck. Kind of
slips. He might have lost an egg.
Maybe an egg, too.
Well,
Rob Larson decides to check the fellow right into the referee. Jason Kendrick slaps it back into the middle. Larson into the,
Here we
this
go
is going
again.
to be interesting. I'm sure we're going to see that big slapper again. And it's a nice save by Scott Finn, because I think there was kind of a screen from the Beck boy.
He got his glove on that.
Yes, he did. A great save. 10's wide open in front, Coach. We'll see if Kendrick can get there. And he does. Now he's got Parsley wide open up in the... and he fans on the pass. Parsley does get a tip on it. We'll see if they did. The referees did pick that up, and they do. Rob Larson going back for it. That goalie kind of likes to be out there, Coach. Rob Larson stands up the Rasmussen boy. It looks like there's a little lip jacking going on there and a shove by the Rasmussen boy. Pat Scanlon, Shreve Parsley, Robbie Larson working hard here on the boards, keeping it in. Nice job by Parsley. Larson pursuing on number 10, Zenon Kokken. Looks like he's going to have a pretty good hit there. First guy in does a nice job.
Right
takes his glove right off him. Larson working it. Parsley comes in to help.
Parsley logging more ice in this game than he has previously.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's ready for that forward position. Larson again. He didn't realize how much room he had and does a nice job of trying to play the Rasmussen boy. The Spartans are tired right now. We'll have to see if St. Louis Park is also tired. Beck doesn't really see what's coming on the opposing direction. And there's kind of a hook there, Coach, but no call. I'm not sure why, but they're doing a fantastic job as usual. Let me make sure of that. Larson has been on the ice too long. We'll have to see if Finn can get us a whistle. I think Ballinger's been out too. Larson's just going to try to get that thing out. That's all he wants to do, and he's doing a nice job.
Nice cross-ring pass.
Very nice cross-ring pass, and Parsley,
excellent job.
We'll see what Matt Scanlon decides to do here, because nice job by Matt Scanlon eluding 16, who kind of took the Jay Sanders. See if someone will catch that, Coach, because that's dangerous. That's going to be an icing on St. Louis Park, and I really like the way the Scanlon boy got prepared for the hit, because right there a lot of times you can, the defenseman can really lay one on you, but if you prepare yourself, you might be able to sting him like Matt did.
Well, Matt Scanlon is running back and defensive back for the Richfield Spartan football team and had a good season this fall, and I'm sure that he is prepared to take some hits and to give some hits, and that has made him a better hockey player in the corners.
I think you're exactly right, Coach. Exactly right. Scanlon on center here, and St. Louis Park fellow, I'm not sure if it was Rasmussen, but he won the draw to his own goalie. No, it was number 4. I'm sorry, Tim Meyer, trying to win the draw, but went to the net. We'll see what happens. The Spartans playing that, as you call it, chess game again. It looks like Scanlon moves Eriksson over. We'll see if he can get the draw from Rasmussen, who looks like he's just going to go forward with it. But Scanlon, okay, Beck decides to retreat. A great choice by Jeff Beck. Number 20. Kendrick, 16, picks it up for the Spartans. Scanlon has a chance at it, and number 8's back. Whoa, tag up, and they did tag up. 8 goes back for it. Aaron McEachern, you gotta like that name, like you said. Scanlon back behind the net. And number 4 tries to play him, and Scanlon chips it out front, but a great play by the swing boy. And here comes Rasmussen. He might split the D here, but Kendrick gets his stick there. Nice play by Jeff Beck, getting his stick up there a little bit. Maybe to let him know, hey, if you can do it, you know what, so can I. And here comes Brian Elson with a little confidence. A little bit ahead of steam. We'll see what happens on this 2-on-2. He's going to try to split him, Coach. And a great effort by the Elson boy. We'll see what happens. Brent Eriksson comes down low to help him. The Elson boy might be a little tired, should maybe try to get off. And there's Paul Scanlon. Coach, I don't think we've seen Paul Scanlon for a little while, have we?
I don't think so. I think he might still be a little shaken up from that second period with some run-ins with the Rasmussen.
And they decide to call that an icing, which I thought maybe could have been played, but like I said, they're doing a fantastic job. Okay, at the break here, 10:22 left in the third. We still have nothing but deuces on the board.
I tell you, this may be one of those overtime games that nobody will ever win this thing, and that's, I don't know, Coach. Do you think 2 goals or 3 goals? You think that's going to win this ball game?
3 goals will win this game, Coach. I really think so.
First.
I think 3 goals will win this game. And but don't call Danny Sheridan at Vegas. And a nice job by Comstock here down low. The Spartans kind of a little slow getting up to the blue line, and they get hurt by it. 11 for St. Louis Park. Number 11, like I said, Newman comes on the boards, and Justin Dahl does a nice job of riding him off the board, riding him off the puck. David Bloomgren tries to chip it up to Comstock. Paul Scanlon lays a nice hit, Coach, on Rasmussen. He caught him off guard, and now let's see how the Rasmussen boy reacts. We'll see if the puck gets out. I like to see that, Coach. They're playing as hard as they can all the time, and you gotta like it. Now Scanlon's gonna just get it in his own. Rasmussen had an eye on him. What do we have here? Oh, he's calling 2 penalties, and you know what, Coach? I think that's what, one's a hold on the St. Louis Park boy, and one is a rough on the Bloomgren boy from Richfield. Sorry, I didn't get the St. Louis Park number.
So we'll see some 4-on-4 hockey.
We'll see 4-on-4, and if you're watching at home, I don't believe the Rasmussen boy's been off yet this period.
I don't think so, and I don't know if we're ever going to see him go off the ice.
I think you're right. We'll have to see what kind of shape he is in. Like we said earlier in the game, he does play some forward and some D. And in a game like this, I'd imagine he's going to go back for that 4-on-4 on D, and once again play the part of the vulture and just find his opening.
Sometimes the defenseman playing that position, you can see the full ice in front, and you see a lane, and you just take it.
Matt Scanlon forechecking on Eric Rasmussen. Scanlon comes over to try and pick up John Swing. And a nice interception by Brian Ballinger. Does he know he has Erickson open? Erickson going to the net. We'll have to see if Wyatt Smith can pick it up, and he does. You never know what can happen on those, like we saw in the first, as the puck all of a sudden starts bouncing.
There's some good hustle by Brent Erickson. The goalie made a quick stop and get that quick whistle, exactly what the goaltender should do, with Erickson just bearing down on him.
Absolutely. Scanlon's going to be at center here against, I believe that's number 10, Zenon Cocken. We'll see how Scanlon does. Scanlon and Kendrick. Kendrick loses control of it. Scanlon covering in his position. Ballinger dumps it back in. The Spartans are tagging up.
Takes a little elbow. Out center ice.
Yes, he does. Erickson forcing him out to this side. 11 comes up the side. Ballinger again, Coach. Nice tag up by the Spartans, but now we might be in trouble, because here comes the Rasmussen boy, who elects to make a nice drop pass. That guy on the far side's wide open, Coach. We got lucky. We'll have to see how Scotty Finn can do here. Nice save by Scott Finn. Jason Kendrick picks up the puck. If the Spartans can move the puck up, they're going to have a 2-on-1. We'll have to see what happens here. Scanlon lets a wrist shot go. A nice save by that Wyatt Smith. Another lost art, Coach, the wrist shot. Matt Scanlon lets one go. That is that around 400 average he's had since he's probably been in 9th grade for the Spartan High School baseball team. You can tell he's a baseball player with that wrist shot that he just let go.
You don't see many wrist shots anymore. People just like to go out and wind it up and take that big slapper that they don't have any idea where it's going, but supposedly it sounds good when it's off the board 17 feet wide of the net.
That's right. Okay, we have Paul Scanlon.
Quick wrist shot will do it every time.
Absolutely. Paul Scanlon and Joel Comstock against John Swing and Zenon Cocken. You know what I'm starting to find out also, Coach, is I know I'm not great at all these names, but we got a wide open man in front of the net. Scanlon does a nice job of trying to find the puck, get it through. Rasmussen and Scanlon might have a little bit of a
little relationship going in.
Yeah, I think they might be setting up their coffee deal. That's going to be an icing on the Rasmussen boy. Maybe getting a little frustrated. Coach, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, that tends to happen in a close game and close checking game, and really not a lot has been going well for the St. Louis Park team, and for him as an individual, getting a little frustrated, taking some runs at some players, maybe trying to get his own team a little fired up to put out a little bit more effort, maybe taking a leadership role and trying to get the big play.
That's very true, and like you said, it does get frustrating. Paul Scanlon to face off here against Zenon Cocken. Scanlon's not sure where the puck is, and here goes Rasmussen on a 2-on-2. He's got number 11, John Newman, with him. Brian Ballinger staying on the Rasmussen boy. Zenon Cocken finds Joel Comstock's going to intercept on that play. Rasmussen keeps it in down low. We have 31 seconds left on this 4-on-4 adventure. That nice play by Brian Ballinger. Ballinger laid some meat down there, and I believe.
Do you think he had picked up a penalty on this, Coach?
I
There's a whistle,
I don't
or
think
was
so.
It just a frozen puck?
Frozen puck, that's a good way to put it. I think so. Kind of like a frozen pizza. I wonder which one you'd rather eat, Coach.
Oh, I think you know the answer to that.
All right, Scanlon coming to get his stick, but I don't think the camera has that, so that's okay. That's why there is a little bit of a delay right now. Okay, it looks like we have Jason Kendrick and Joel Comstock and Jeff Beck for the Spartans. I'm not sure who's going to join them. Kendrick talking to the official, which is also delaying the game here, trying to get his point across.
Scanlon will get a different stick, and he'll come right back out on the ice.
You're exactly right. Another fantastic prediction, fortune teller that you are.
21. Paul Scanlon's been having a good game. He has been really playing well this game. And now we have 8:04 left with 24 seconds in the penalty, and we are going to see how this chess match comes out.
All right, Paul Scanlon wins the draw backwards. Jeff Beck goes back to get it for the Spartans. And he's forechecked, and a nice counter by Beck's. Got to find somebody open, though, because there's somebody on him.
Counter. I'm glad a forward like you is picking up on some of those defensive terms. That's good. That's good to hear.
I'm telling you, Coach, there might not be a lot of vocabulary that I don't know coming off the Iron Range, that hockey hotbed that it is.
Well, you all are bilingual up there. English and some other language.
You know what? You're right, as we say up there. Okay, Scanlon, back over to Kendrick. Kendrick looked like he might be tiring a little bit. We'll see if he can get the puck and start going forward. And he's in the neutral zone, kind of loses it. St. Louis Park with the Rasmussen boy up on left wing now. Kind is just sitting like a duck over there. We're going to get an icing.
This is where conditioning will really take its toll on players. You see the players that are out there for Richfield and St. Louis Park. They've logged a lot of ice already. A lot of these players are tired. They're in top physical condition, but 3 periods of a game like this, it's very close and end-to-end and very physical. They're starting to wear down a little bit. So now it's a matter of who can find that extra stride or who can get that extra swing or motion or whatever and try to get something going for them.
That's very true. All right, we have the Pat Scanlon line. Sophomore Pat Scanlon, junior Rob Larson, Shreve Parsley, and Brian Ballinger and Justin Dahl, a young line out there for the Spartans. We'll see how Parsley can do on forechecking here. St. Louis Park has it.
You've seen that line because St. Louis Park has taken Rasmussen off, so
yes,
Coach Thomas switches up his players.
That's right, and Parsley can try to get it to the slot to Scanlon, who pokes it to Larson. Larson trying to get control of it here. He's going to try to dump it back in, and Pat Scanlon gets it and dumps it back in. Parsley in front of the net takes a swing at it. A nice try, but nice coverage by number 18, Steve Rose, for St. Louis Park, and a nice escape for him to get the puck out of the zone to Brian Ballinger, who just turns and fires it back in, and a 18 Steve Rose, allows to get it, let it back in. Rob Larson, a nice forecheck, looking for some help from Parsley. Parsley and Larson doing a nice job in the corner here. We'll see if Parsley can come out. He dumps it back to Larson, who thought Larson still in control. Gets it towards the net. St. Louis Park doing a nice job, though, but the Spartans are going to be tired coming out of here, Coach.
This
Dahl
line has done a
decides to
nice
keep it
job
in.
of keeping the puck down
Yes,
low.
they have. We'll
Keeping
have
it in
to
the zone.
see, though, what happens right now, because this is when a line like that gets tired. Brian Ballinger back for the Spartans with his partner, Justin Dahl, and on a forecheck, number 4, Tim Meyer. Up to the right wing to Larson. Larson's got some room to skate it. I'm sure he'll just dump it because that line's got it. And he takes a hit. Does a nice job of hitting the referee, too. That's good.
I know you hate to see that.
Yeah, that really bothers me. Okay, Brian Elson's going to be the first fortune. Matt Scanlon, a nice hit by both fellows. Let's hope that both shoulders stayed in. Justin Dahl on the sideboards takes a thumping.
I think
Scanlon,
I felt a twinge in my shoulder up here at that hit.
Twinge. Let's look that one up. Erickson, first man in, along with Brian Elson. Elson plays the body. Erickson has a chance. He's got a guy wide open. And he decides to take the stuff himself. I'm not sure if Matt Scanlon was screaming, but I certainly hope he was. And let's think that Erickson thought he had a better chance, and that's okay, because any chance right now is a good chance, Coach.
I think the goaltender, Wyatt Smith, is not exactly small. He's a pretty good sized goalie, and when he goes down to block the net, he does an excellent job blocking that net. He takes up a lot of room, a lot of space, just gets his body down there, and really doesn't give Erickson anywhere to go with the puck. So he had no other option but to try and stuff it in there, and Wyatt Smith was up to the challenge.
Absolutely, a very big save. And you know what, Coach? That was a very important chance for the Spartans. Let's see how Paul Scanlon can do here on the faceoff. A nice job by the Rasmussen fellow, who immediately jumps out to the front. Here comes Comstock in front, but the Spartans are... Kendrick lets it go. It goes in, Coach. I'm not kidding you, and it's going to count. I'm telling you, the Spartans go up 3-2, and let's see if my prediction holds.
That we will see. We'll get the replay here. You'll see Kendrick will come in and just, again, take that big shot. Here's the face-off.
Right. Let's see what it goes off.
Comes back around the net.
Comstock, he's left alone.
Comstock makes a nice move out front. Here comes Kendrick from the point and just...
Hey, did that just go straight in, maybe off his glove?
Oh, no, looked like it might have changed
Yes.
the angle. Might
Okay.
have off the goaltender's glove, but Kendrick, again, has that big booming shot. He uses it there.
Absolutely. The Spartans are doing a nice job right now with 5:40 left in the third period. Richfield leads 3-2 on the goal by senior captain Jason Kendrick. Dumped in, and I believe there's going to be an icing call, but I think there was a little bit of interference here on the sideboards. Let's see how the Richfield bench is doing, because they're a cast of characters to watch. Coach Todd Olson in his folded arms position, of course, along with Coach Mike Thomas.
I even saw Coach McCoy sneak up to the top of the bench at that play right there. So you know things are heated up when Coach McCoy moves up towards the front of the bench.
You're exactly right. Coach Thomas asking for an explanation of maybe why that wasn't. And I think I might agree with them, believe it or not. I'm not sure how good of a job these guys are doing. Of course they're doing a good job. I'm just teasing. Paul Scanlon on the faceoff, but it seems to get stopped due to some factor. There must have been, oh, that's that creeping rule, Coach. Why don't you talk about that real quick?
Well, the State High School Hockey League has gone to a rule where the players, once they're in for the faceoff, cannot be in motion and cannot be creeping. They have to be still. And then if they're not, they will throw the center that's taking the puck, taking the draw out, and they'll get a new center in there.
That's right. So that's why you might see some stops you're not used to seeing. Comstock, Scanlon out for the Spartans. Comstock battling on the left
When
wing
isn't a
boards.
Scanlon out for the Spartans, coach?
You know what? There are a ton of Scanlons out there. You're exactly right. That'd be Paul Scanlon right now, the senior. You have Matt, the junior, and Pat, the sophomore. So we have Scanlon, Bloomgren, but now we're changing lines. So now we're going to get Matt Scanlon, Brent Erickson, and Brian Elson for the Spartans, along with Jason Kendrick and Brian Ballinger. Going against Rasmussen. I see John Swing is out there also. The Spartans need to win those faceoffs. Okay.
Now Richfield has to be careful that they don't get into a defensive mode.
That's
they
right.
have to keep the pressure on that
Nice
got them
play
that
by
goal.
Brian
They need
Elson.
to stay down. And
Matt Scanlon going to come up
They're
here,
in.
but Rasmussen's on him. And Rasmussen getting away with some late hits here. I'm not sure. Scanlon can hammer this guy, and he's going to. He does a nice job of creating the forecheck here. And he's got it behind the net. He might see Erickson open in front. And Erickson almost gets a shot up. Uh-oh.
Here we go,
Look out here.
one-on-one.
We got a senior against a senior. Both these kids have played in model camps all through their career. Jason Kendrick doing a fantastic job, but we got to be careful because he's got it again. And he walks through, and they got it. And great save by Scott Finn. St. Louis Park just putting quite a flurry on. And the Rasmussen boy had it behind the net. Brian Elson trying to get it up the left boards, and he does chip it out, thank goodness. And Matt Scanlon in the neutral zone creating some pressure. And the Spartans are just going to try to get it in, and they do. And they're going to get a change.
that was a close call for the Spartans and
Absolutely.
goalie Scott Finn, but he was well worth the challenge on that one. I would say Jason
Very
Kendrick
true.
won that battle.
I think you're exactly right, and I'm really happy for him because he's been they're going to call it an icing. One guy waves it off. I'm not sure if they know what's going on here. I think that one guy's waving it off and one guy is calling it, but they're just going to stick with the icing call.
Oh, wait, coach, now I see it. Their names are on their back. Larry Moe and Curley.
Larry Moe and Curley. Where's Shemp? That might be, we're not sure who that is. Okay, here with 4:14 left in the third period at Richfield's War Memorial in Veterans Park, we have the Spartans up 3-2 over the Orioles of St. Louis Park. Right now we have Brian Ballinger being a fantastic leader, and it's great to see, Coach, because he's firing everybody up. This is turning into quite a ball game. I'm telling you, Paul Scanlon at center against number 4, Tim Meyer. I think St. Louis Park, Coach, real quick, is down to about 6 players. What do you think?
I think 6, maybe even 5. And that's
Yep.
all they're going to go with the rest of the way out. They're going to put their big guns out there, and rightfully so, and see if they can do it
Absolutely.
for them.
And we'll see if the Spartans can discipline themselves to tire them out and just keep dumping the puck, getting the puck out of the zone. And here comes a line change for St. Louis Park. I wonder if they heard us.
Coach Barger, I think, is maybe thinking the same thing. He'll give this big line here a rest, and then
That's right.
they'll go the rest of the way out. Maybe get this line out there for a minute, 45 seconds, get some rest out of them.
That's right. Now he's trying to do some changing, and I think, you know what, he's being quite the chess player right now, trying to get some time. Paul Scanlon at center against Zenon Kakin for St. Louis Park. And David Bloomgren gets the puck out of the zone, does a nice job, and Joel Comstock pursuing. Comstock wins the race, lets a risky go, and it's just a great save by the Wyatt Smith boy. Rasmussen's got his stick all mixed up in Bloomgren, but Bloomgren does a nice job of disciplining himself, just saying, get away, that's enough. Richfield, we have the lead, and that's good to see, Coach, because I'm sure there's going to be some interested folks in St. Louis Park trying to get us a penalty.
I think you are correct. Again, you see the importance of getting the shot on the net, getting the whistle down in the other end, getting the puck out of your own end. It's those little things that will win a team a hockey game, and that's what the Spartans need to do right now.
Let's make sure we note real quick that St. Louis Park has done a nice job with their program, and that Richfield has turned this whole year around. I think they're playing very well right now. But Jason Kendrick back behind his own net. Stops, comes out to the left wing. A nice play by Brian Elson. A nice centering pass to Matt Scanlon, who comes up the wing here. He should have got it deep. Coach, we'll see what happens here. We got 2 Richfield guys caught. We have a 4-on-3 for St. Louis Park, carried by number 11, who makes a nice behind-the-back pass to Zenon. Scanlon can get it out of the zone. Let's hope he does. He does, and Erickson's going to pick up the puck and maybe get us a shot. A nice pass, Coach. But Rasmussen picks up the puck. This could be very dangerous. We'll have to see how senior Brian Ballinger does with him. Scott Finn, and a big glove save by Scott Finn.
Scott Finn's on the top of his game tonight. I've never seen him better.
Absolutely, Coach. And you know what? He's a fantastic third baseman the past couple years for that Richfield American Legion team also. We're very happy that that glove from baseball is transferring into hockey, too. He's doing a great job. We have, for this, a lot of line changes going on. We'll probably get a timeout here pretty soon. But there it was, I'm telling you. With 3:21 left in the third period, we have Richfield up 3-2 over the St. Louis Park Orioles. Like I said, 3 minutes, 21 seconds left. Coach, give me a prediction just for fun.
Well, I would like to say it would stay 3-2. In fact, I think it will. I think your prediction earlier in the period was excellent. I'm going to go with that. I'm not much of a risk taker, as you know.
Yes, Coach, you are. Now we got the St. Louis Park fans in front of us getting it going, doing a fantastic job. We'll see how everybody joins in. 3-2, Coach. The Spartans probably tired. St. Louis Park probably tired. But I think Richfield's playing a couple more guys. We'll see if that ends up to be a factor.
I think that will be, and I'm sure Coach Thomas right now is telling his players, make sure if it's around the net, you freeze the puck, you cover around your net, you get the puck to the blue line, get it over the blue line, then get it to the red line, and get it in deep, and keep the players down in the St. Louis Park end for a while so we don't get tired out. I'm sure that's what he's telling his players, where I'm sure Coach Barger is telling his players, we've got to start taking some chances now, maybe pinching a defenseman in, moving up a little bit into the play and getting a lot of shots and trying to get that rebound and tie this thing up and see what happens.
I think you're exactly right. I think the Spartans have to keep St. Louis Park going 200 feet each time. Get the puck in, get it deep. We'll have to see what happens here. Paul Scanlon at center, David Bloomgren on the right wing, and Joel Comstock on the left wing, all seniors. I'm sure they're carrying a lot of pride right now. The Scanlon boy against the Rasmussen boy on the faceoff. We'll see what happens. Rasmussen does a nice job. Bloomgren trying to get untangled on the right wing, kept in by St. Louis Park. Paul Scanlon behind his own net. He's going to stop right there. He's going to get played. Jason Kendrick doing a nice job of staying in front of the net, but St. Louis Park gets it off anyways. Scanlon trying to chip the puck out of the zone. Comstock's got to get it out of the zone here, Coach, and he does. Bloomgren coming in. We'll see if he can get to the net and maybe throw a shot on, Coach. See what happens here, cause some havoc. Comstock's got a chance, but back for St. Louis Park, number 11 coming back. John Newman, who's had a very good game, Coach. Comes across, goes to his backhand, trying to get around Brian Ballinger. David Bloomgren with some nice cover. And Jason Kendrick comes down on a 1-on-2. Let's see if he can let that cannon of a shot go. I think he's going to try to. And Rasmussen takes a run at him, but and Kendrick gives him a little shot just to remind him, don't do it again. Here comes St. Louis Park up the left wing. Over to number 11, John Newman. John Newman coming down the right wing, looking to get a shot, and he leaves it for number 6, Rasmussen, who chips it into Newman, and they let a slider go by the...
That was a close play.
Yes, it was a very good play. Back behind the net are the Spartans, and Brian Ballinger shoots it around. We'll see if Comstock, I think they're tired, Coach, can get around to come get it. Comstock on the left wing, battling on the boards, kept in by 13. John Swing, I should know his number by now. The puck goes out of play into the Spartan bench. And a little bit of chippiness going on, but no penalties. And if I'm a referee, I probably have my whistle in my pocket, unless it's against the Spartans or against the Orioles, for our matter, just for fun, just teasing. Coach, give me something here.
Well, you need to let them play at this point. I think you're right. I think they're going to let a little bit more go as long as they're playing and moving the puck. I think they want to let the players decide the game and not let the officials decide the game. And you saw Rasmussen and Richfield's Kendrick kind of going at it a little bit there, and I think that's something we need to watch here at the end.
Absolutely. We'll see what this turns out like. Kendrick back behind his own net. St. Louis Park not mounting much of a forecheck here. Kendrick going to kind of play around back here. Let's hope that we don't get in trouble. Am I seeing it right? Is St. Louis Park in the pro forecheck? Well, Rasmussen, like we said before, is just kind of like a vulture there. Ericsson's got to work very hard on the sideboards, and he's going to cause the whistle. Thank goodness, because as the clock ticks, the Spartans get closer to a classic late conference victory over very much of a rival, St. Louis Park.
That's one of the few whistles you'll see on a freeze on the sideboards. They've done away with that a couple of years ago, and you don't see that puck being tied up on the sideboards very much anymore. You don't see that being called. Players will still do it, but they still keep the clock going. I think that's what the Richfield Spartan player was hoping would happen at that time, and not let St. Louis Park in there for a face-off.
I think you're exactly right. Now we have the Paul Scanlon line, David Bloomgren, Joel Comstock against Eric Rasmussen and his 2 wings. Over to John Swing at the point. A nice block by Jason Kendrick, senior defenseman, showing some courage, some pride, and he's going to get it out, and we might see that shot again here, but Rasmussen might catch him. He's got Comstock on the left wing. Comstock decides to dump it in, and Wyatt Smith's going to get a whistle, Coach. Nice play by Wyatt Smith, maybe, because it looked like a 4-on-2, but Rasmussen was on his way to catch up.
Well, I think right now, what we've seen the past 2 is Rasmussen wins most of the face-offs that he takes, so it's not a problem taking a face-off in their own end, because chances are he's been winning them so far, and if he can get it back to the defenseman and maybe spring somebody and get that breakout going, I think that's what the goalie is thinking about at that point. And who knows, I may be way off. The goalie must be thinking, let's just freeze this puck and get a whistle.
I'm telling you, I wish that kid would stay standing here next to me, because that might be the only kid in the joint that I'm taller than. Let me tell you, a cute little kid here standing here. Okay, it looks like we're going to get another timeout here, Coach, with a $1:32. Minute 32 left in this game. 3-2 Richfield. Minute 32 left. Well, what I see right now, Coach, is, like we've said all night, quite a chess match going on. Because not only of matching lines, but also which players am I going to put out?
That's exactly right. And right now you have to go with pretty much your 5 best, the 5 best that you have. And that doesn't mean the best with the puck or the best, the fastest skating, or it's the best players, it's the smartest players, it's the players that are not going to lose the ball game for you if you're Richfield, and the players that are going to win the ball game for you if you're St. Louis Park. And that's not always the same player. It's a very detailed decision that goes into that. I know this St. Louis Park Richfield rivalry has gone back many, many, many years with a lot of good battles between the two schools. And again, we have another one tonight.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I'd like to quickly thank everyone for coming out here tonight. Oh, that's good. I didn't even see they were doing that. That's fantastic. We see a lot of faces here in Richfield as they zoom the fans here. A lot of parents, but a lot of fans. You have a nice little contingency from St. Louis Park, and of course the Rat Pack behind the Richfield bench, because if anything ever happens down there, they are right up on the glass, and it's really a lot of fun. It reminds me of some old Virginia Eveleth rivalries, because I took part in many of those, and I'm telling you, I've never had more things, more slurs, more things said to me in one night than any time I went to Eveleth. We got Matt Scanlon facing off against Rasmussen, and Scanlon wins the faceoff uncharacteristically against Rasmussen, because and Erickson doing a great job of forechecking there. Richfield looks like they're in there, as we say in football, they're prevent D, but we got to get it out. Can't get it out. Oh, it's in, coach.
It is in. You are correct.
Yep, I saw it. I could see it was going to go in.
I think you called it really early. I think with those eagle-like eyes that you have, you were able to see that, and you do have a sixth sense of knowing if a puck goes in the net or not. And again, you make the right call. Now we're all tied up at 3-3.
We are tied up at 3-3, and not
There's a replay.
Here's the replay,
Right
and
there.
it chips in. But you
nice
know what,
play.
coach?
Falling down, backhand.
That's right.
Just popped it in the net.
That's right. The Spartans have got to do a better job with a minute left in the game. Minute 16 now, but they got to do a better job of getting the puck out of the zone. When you have a chance to get it out, get it out. You got to keep working as hard as you can. Paul Scanlon's going to face off against Rasmussen. The Spartans need to be careful here, because there is momentum somewhere on the ice, and I believe right now it's probably with St. Louis Park as they get there out of the neutral zone. But Jason Kendrick coming up the wing. Oh, and he does some dangling. He's in. He's in. And Comstock's going to try and bank it in. And a nice save by Wyatt Smith. The puck was not covered, and the Richfield players are not happy about it at all. A very quick whistle by the officials, an unnecessary quick whistle.
Well, you saw the goalie, you saw Jason Kendrick with a great effort coming up to the two defensemen. He's on his knees, on his stomach, on his face mask, banging at the puck, sliding it in. Shades of Steve Kristoff in 1976 in the state tournament. And gets a shot on the net, and it comes around the side for another rebound. And Wyatt Smith there, like a cat, just to cover the puck.
Yes, I think Comstock would have gone to the net a little harder. We might have had a shot, but he's trying as hard as he can. Don't get me wrong. Paul Scanlon going to try to steal a face-off here, and he does. Brian Ballinger's got a chance to put it on net, and it's a nice tip. And where's the puck? Comstock trying to get it. It's in the crease, and he blows the whistle. Another quick whistle. Scanlon sitting in front of the net, working as hard as he can. Now the Spartans are going to the net. Ballinger with a nice job from the point, getting the shot off. Fantastic. Joel Comstock with a couple chances, and Paul Scanlon ends up on his seat in front of the net, because he's saying, no way am I moving until that puck's in.
I think the only person that knew where the puck was in this building was timekeeper Pat Keel.
I think you're exactly right. Paul Scanlon on the faceoff again, beating the Rasmussen a couple times. Rasmussen gets an advantage. And we got Comstock trying to get a shot off here. And we got Kendrick with the puck. And trying to get another shot off.
St. Louis
it's a high stick.
Out high.
And they do not call the high stick. David Bloomgren over to Comstock. Comstock loses
trying to pop somebody.
That's
right here.
Here they go.
Kind of cruising.
Trying to find 6. And Kendrick in the neutral zone does a great job. Comstock comes up on the Rasmussen boy. A great play. We'll see what happens here. Rasmussen's going to do something here. Look at Comstock doing a nice job in the neutral zone, forcing these guys. Just buzzing like, here comes Ballinger. Be careful here. He chips it ahead. He's got to get it in. No, we'll see if they get it in. We need a tag up here. That's right. And he blows it dead for an offside. But Ballinger does the right thing, coach, by staying there.
We're down to 18 seconds. We may see some overtime.
I think we're going to see some.
Do you think your voice can hold up for this?
I'm not sure, but I think these two students of mine that are standing next to me know that I can talk for quite a long time, and I don't even think that they're sick of my voice yet, like the fans at home probably are.
I'm sure they're used to hearing your voice at varying pitch.
Okay, we have Matt Scanlon centering against number 10 for St. Louis Park, Zenon Cocken. Scanlon going to try to go forward on the draw here, I'm sure, to maybe spring Erickson. We'll see what happens. Cocken gets thrown out, and the Rasmussen boy comes into center. We have Elson Matt Scanlon, Brent Erickson, Brian Ballinger, and
good face-off.
absolutely, he went forward again, and Erickson's in on it. And they're trying to spring somebody, Coach. You're exactly right. We'll see what happens here. We're going to end up with a 2-on-1 maybe. But it's dumped back in by Kendrick. We got 6 seconds. Thanks, Coach. We got Matt Scanlon in the neutral zone. Kendrick just going to try to get it in. He does a nice job.
Going into overtime right here.
There we go. And the game after regulation. After 45 minutes of play at the Richfield War Memorial in Veterans Park in Richfield, Minnesota, it's 3-3, and we will have a 3-minute rest and then an 8-minute overtime. Coach, I remember in about the 1985 state tournament, I think, don't quote me on the year, when in an overtime game, a quarterfinal game between Jefferson and Minnetonka, it went for so long. Coach, do you remember this game when they had to extend it to the next day?
That's exactly right.
Yep, I remember being at that game.
Bring out the players the next day. I think the players get the
10
players
o'clock
home.
the next morning. When I was living up in Virginia on the Iron Range then, and a cousin of mine took me down, and we went to that game, and the 9 o'clock game didn't start until 11:30. Burnsville came on the ice that year. At 11:30, the 9:05 game started. Very exciting. Overtime, Coach, let's talk about it just a little bit. 3-3, just in case you don't know, first goal wins. Winner, loser there, unless it is tied after 8 minutes of play.
This isn't the IHL, the European League. You won't see any shootouts here. If it's tied after 8 minutes, it goes down in the books as a tie. Again, first goal wins. You want to get your best players rested because, again, like all night, they'll be seeing a lot of the ice. So, again, the chess match continues.
Absolutely. What will be really interesting, Coach, is I remember playing in many overtime games and not coming out on the positive side very much, but the first 30 seconds are unbelievably important because all of a sudden both teams are thinking offense, 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 and one team gets caught.
I think it's really important for the goaltender to get right into that, not have a letdown. He's got a little break here. They've been concentrating for 45 minutes, and now they have this mini break of 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden they need to get their head back in the game right away and be able to come up with that big save right away. And that's what you've seen, big saves out of both Wyatt Smith and Scott Finn, and they need to continue making those big saves and not letting that puck go in the net. And again, it comes down to coverage in front of the net. People have to be covered.
Very important. It's kind of too bad because the Spartans had a chance to have this game won in regulation. We'll see how many of them have the rabbit's foot, or as you say, the shoehorn in their pocket.
So don't ask me for any more predictions.
I'm going off on it right now.
There you see a nice scan of the audience.
And there they are. That's quite the Richfield contingency. I'm telling you, they are looking good, waving to everybody. Quite all the parents, everything like that, doing a great job.
You wouldn't know that it's an overtime game to look at those people up there in the stands.
But then again, you wouldn't know much looking at those guys. I'm telling you.
They're all good friends of yours.
It's fantastic to see all these people at the game tonight. It is a very nice crowd. St. Louis Park brought some people. I see some other high school coaches are here. Prior Lakes head coach John Hagelin is here. I see a couple St. Paul Vulcans players. I see Jeff Whitty from the high school, teachers supporting their high school teams. I see a lot of people over in the entrance area. A couple of fire people. I hope, obviously we know they're on break, doing a great job. And we are about 5 seconds away from the drop of the puck for this overtime battle between the Richfield Spartans and the St. Louis Park Orioles. Coach, in case I forget to say it, it's fantastic working with you.
Well, I knew you'd get to it sometime, and right you are.
Okay, we'll have to see what happens here. Richfield's going to put Paul Scanlon, Joel Comstock, and David Blumgren on the ice with Brian Ballinger and Jason Kendrick. St. Louis Park's going to counter with number 6, Eric Rasmussen, 14, Jeremy Stacken, and number 11, John Newman with 13 and 16, Swing and Anders on the point. And this is interesting because Comstock might get to the puck first here. And like I said, the first 30, 45, buck and a half of this is very important. And 11's going to come out of the zone. You got to be careful because you know as well as I do, Coach, anytime a team dominates, all of a sudden the other team goes down and scores. So the Spartans need to get some reward here for their forechecking that they're doing. And a nice job by Paul Scanlon. And they're a little bit into the pro forecheck here, Coach. So it's interesting to see.
Rasmussen work on that in practice.
That's right. It's going to be an icing, and that is a very nice call by the officials who are doing a tremendous job tonight.
Are you surprised at any of the players that the teams have put out there on the ice?
No, because I think these are the guys that have played since about the 5-minute mark in the second period.
Well, that's a good point. They're all logging a lot of ice.
Okay, Jason Fleming, a new addition for the Spartans, and Beck coming out for the Spartans on defense. So we have Matt Scanlon with Jason Fleming and Brent Erickson, and I'm telling you, I had the Erickson boy as a bantam, and the Scanlon boy, Matt. they can score. They can find ways to score. We'll see what happens here. And Rasmussen's still on the ice. And Matt Scanlon trying to win the faceoff, and it goes to the side, kind of a neutral faceoff. Brent Erickson coming into forecheck, and he dumps it up the boards. Kept in nicely by Jason Kendrick, trying to catch Smith off guard. Absolutely. Brent Erickson busting to go forecheck. That's very good. But Rasmussen again in the neutral zone, makes a lead pass. Kendrick trying to make a play on 14 for St. Louis Park. Jeremy Stacken. Stacken dumps it back in here. And wide open in front of the net here. Beck covering somebody, gets the puck over to his partner, Jason Kendrick, gets it up to Jason Fleming. And we have Fleming getting it to Matt Scanlon, but not a very good pass. Kendrick showing those baseball skills, catches it and moves it up. Brent Erickson having some trouble in the neutral zone. Kendrick over to Fleming. Fleming maybe going to try to get it up to Erickson. We'll see, but he dumps it into his corner. Erickson busting hard for the puck in the offensive corner. Maybe going to throw one on net here. Does a nice job of positioning himself, coach, and Matt Scanlon works very hard for the tip in. We have 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the overtime. St. Louis Park goes D to come out. Comstock, Richfield's down to 2 lines. And an errant pass in the neutral zone. David Bloomgren lets a shot go off. Would have been nice to be able to thump one right there, coach. We'll have to see what happens. Comstock trying to cover for Bloomgren. Bloomgren having a tough time getting out of the corner. Comstock first man in. They get it up to the Rasmussen boy, who does a nifty job of getting it up. And we got Brian Ballinger, who loses the puck. We'll have to see if he can get it in, coach. There's a major neutral zone turnover. A major neutral zone turnover, coach, because you have Rasmussen, who makes a nice pass and shot wide by St. Louis Park. And that's where that turnover comes, by not getting it in the zone, and I'm probably losing you people at home. Comstock going to try to chip it out here. We'll see how he does. And who's that 22? Bloomgren getting it in. Here comes Paul Scanlon for a second shift of the overtime on number 16 for St. Louis Park, Jay Sanders. Bloomgren helping him. And this is a lot. Those two, Scanlon and Bloomgren, remind me a lot of the Hanson brothers, coach, of Slapshot fame. I used to do them in the American Hockey League. It was fantastic when they were playing for the Charlestown Chiefs.
You have been around the horn.
Yes, I have. Bloomgren might not have realized he had a chance to go in there, and hits the referee with it. I like to hear that people holler at him getting out to get out of the way. St. Louis Park in, probably an unlikely hero for Park's going to maybe score this one, since we have are probably thinking that it'll be 6. But you know what? We need not forget that St. Louis Park does have a very good supporting cast. I know we may have monopolized 6, and we apologize for that, but he is on the ice so much and around the puck quite a bit.
Well, I think you're right, Coach, and I think on both teams you may find the unlikely hero right now in overtime can be anybody.
I think you're right, because we've gotten past that. We've made it past that, minute and a half here. Mike Thomas doing a nice job matching lines, like you said, Coach. Get into that chess game a little bit again.
Well, and he's also giving his players a nice little rest time for the ones that have been out there a lot. They're getting a chance to kind of get their breath back and get their legs some strength back.
Absolutely. Spartans might be able to get out of the zone here, but no, they don't. Robbie Larson should be watching his wing, and here we go. Here comes Pat Scanlon, who I'm telling you, they just find a way to get in the way, don't they? And Kendrick might be able to get off a shot here, we hope. Someone's going to have to cover for him. Kendrick with a nice move. He lets a shot go. I don't know if Smith knows where it is. Pat Scanlon going to the net. Jason Kendrick does a nice job in the off, down in the corner with a bad angle shot, maybe trying to sneak one in, but a nice save by Wyatt Smith. Kendrick, middle linebacker for the Spartans.
And a guard.
3 years in football, 4 years here in hockey, showing a little versatility there with a fantastic little jump around the hip check trying to be thrown by St. Louis Park.
He has really improved his hands over the past 3 or 4 years, and his skating speed and those kinds of things. And quite a competitor exactly right. He is. I think Wyatt Smith was just thankful the puck wasn't in the net.
That's right. I think you're right. Matt Scanlon here at center, trying to win the faceoff to Kendrick, and he does, but Kendrick mishandles it. And Kendrick gets it down low to Scanlon. Scanlon mishandles it. Erickson trying to forecheck. Matt Scanlon looks a little bit like Kendrick taking a chance. Erickson with the puck behind the net. He's being hooked. He's trying to come out front himself. Wyatt Smith comes out to make the save. And we have a little tempers flaring. I'm sure that they're not saying, how's it going?
Well, I think you're right there, Coach. And again, you were probably in a lot of those. I'm sure you might have been in a lot of those, but then probably exited fast for people like Scott Stanaway to come in and back you up a little bit.
I'll tell you one thing, all 6'5" of him, and I might be a couple feet shorter than that, and I always had to go in for him. Matt Scanlon on the face-off here to Brian Elson. Brian, turn and fire for Erickson, maybe. We'll see what happens. That's the guy we talked about, because he has a chance in the overtime because he's pretty good in that slot area. And with the Rasmussen boy comes back the other way, and I can't see much. Maybe I'll pick it up on the monitor. Rasmussen in the corner.
It's good that you're up on the bench, Coach.
It's like, a nice block in front. We'll see if the Spartans can get out here. Elson's got to get the power. Erickson having a tough time getting it out, but winning the battle. Elson on the left wing, coming up the boards. Has a chance to spring the Scanlon boy, who ends up offside. And that's okay if Elson could have done it maybe 2 strides earlier. And I am seeing some disappointment in the stands by the quick whistle, which might be the third or fourth quick whistle on an offside that we've seen tonight, and I know we saw some in the JV game also by the same officials.
Well,
but
as you say, they're doing a heck of a job tonight.
But remember, they are doing a heck of a job, and they really are. We're just giving them a hard time because they have not made a difference. Paul Scanlon at center here with David Bloomgren against Rasmussen, and his two wings, 11 and 14, 11 being Newman, and 4. It's kind of a turnover there in the Spartans. Bloomgren. Joel Comstock going to try to be first man here. Bloomgren's going to back him up. Paul Scanlon might have a chance here if he can get it towards the net. In the slot of David Bloomgren, who needs to be able to catch that pass, but I'm sure he is trying to. Paul Scanlon, the Spartans are putting on a little bit of, look at Bloomgren quickly out to Comstock. Who has Scanlon? Scanlon, Ballinger's going to try to race.
Wyatt Smith way out of the net.
Absolutely. And just trying to get it back in front. Look at the Spartans just like bees buzzing around that net. I'm telling you, I'm sure they're going to be tired though, so be careful when the play gets back the other way, coach, like right now. Be careful with Rasmussen carrying into the neutral zone. Coming 3-on-2 with his friends. Joel, he's got a chance and a nice save. I thought that one was going. I thought it was in, and I'm telling you, Scott Finn does a fantastic job. This puck will not make it for icing, so the Spartans need to hurry. Spartans are trying on a change. We have 3:23, sorry folks, 3:23 left in the overtime. Brian Elson going to maybe try to spring Brent Erickson. He hits it to Kendrick. Kendrick might have a chance to let that shot go. He's going to beat him to the outside maybe, coach. He's going to try to come in, and he doesn't quite make it. He loses control of the puck. He gets it behind the net to Matt Scanlon. Out front to Erickson. And out of the reach of Kendrick. Matt Scanlon down low to Kendrick. Kendrick looking for some help. We better have someone covering, right? Matt Scanlon in front of the net, and a big save by Wyatt Smith.
Goodness, I don't think he knew where it was.
I don't think so either. It hit him. It hit him, but you know what?
Split second.
He'll say he had it the whole way, and I don't blame him. I would too. But the Spartans are tired. Kendrick back on D. And here, but he's tired, coach. He's got to get it out of the zone. Rasmussen doesn't play the puck, and the official does a nice job of picking that up. The Spartans are going to have to get Kendrick off the ice, who, like we have said, is a very impact player for us. We'll see what happens. Jeff Beck, junior Jeff Beck going back for the puck. Up the left wing to Joel Comstock, who gets it up to the neutral zone to Paul Scanlon. Comstock battling Rasmussen for the puck. We'll see who comes out of there. Rasmussen has the puck. 3-on-1 coming out of the corner, but who is that down there, coach? A fantastic job by 17 Beck coming back to play Rasmussen, who could have had a very good chance to hit some partners in front of the net. Comstock still battling on front. Comstock's doing a nice job on the left wing. Finally gets it all. Great play by 16 for Park. And it's a shot towards the net, and Scott Finn, also being the catcher that he is, does a great job. And we've got coffee and tea going on in front of the net.
And the Richfield fans are getting into it down there. They like it when action happens behind their net, and they don't want anyone to take advantage of their goaltender. And anything that happens, they're up and they're banging on the glass and they're rooting on their team.
Once again, Paul Scanlon and Eric Rasmussen going at it.
You see two seniors, they probably played against each other their whole lives.
Forever, exactly.
You know, they know that this one might be the last time they ever do that again.
That's
There's
right.
one more game here, and
that's right.
You never know what happens after that, so you have to take advantage of that.
I totally agree. We'll see what happens here. Now you got Matt Scanlon on the ice for the Spartans, facing off against Rasmussen. John Swing's out there on defense. I think Newman and 14, Jeremy Stackin is out there. Scanlon, an important face-off, coach.
This is very important. You need to win these. You need to win all your face-offs, but you need to win them all. And if you don't win it, you need to tie up your man and not let your man get anywhere or go anywhere or be free for a shot or anything like that.
Absolutely. 2:02 left in the overtime, a 3-3 tie. And the Spartans do a nice job of winning the faceoff, but they give it up to the defenseman.
He doesn't know where it is. He finds it at the last second.
I think great job on the faceoff, Coach Cole.
I think that bounced around off a skate, a pad, an elbow, a nose, a left cheek. It bounced everywhere and ended up underneath him, and that's where a goalie wants the puck, as long as he's outside of the goal line.
Not behind him. Underneath him's way better than behind him. Okay, well, Spartans do a line change again. We get the Paul Scanlon line back out there. We have the Rasmussen boy off the ice. No, he's on the right wing. Okay, Paul Scanlon in face-off here against number 14, Stackin, I believe. Yes. And Rasmussen in front, shot. Paul Scanlon's down. Nope. There's a whistle. Where's the whistle? The net's off.
Net is off.
and he's going to have it be inside. But I'm telling you, Coach, that is going to the net. That's how you create things. You go to the net. Might be the first time he's done that tonight.
And I know you preach that. Go to the net. Go to the net. It's hard to make things happen if you're not out in front of that net. That's where everything happens.
Right.
That's where everybody's going to end up.
Perimeter hockey doesn't get it done.
It's just like the freeway on Friday night rush hour. That's where everybody's going to end up.
That's right, so you better be pretty good. Paul Scanlon at center here against 14 Stackin. Again, very important face-off for both teams.
A lot of young kids in the audience tonight. That's good to see. Some young hockey players.
That's
some
right,
young
and they're
hockey
trying
fans.
to spring David Bloomgren. Oh, and they got him!
Right,
they got him if he hurries!
Oh.
And he's going to hurry, and there's a shot on goal. Where's the puck? Oh, and Scanlon does a nice job. Scanlon's he's taking them both.
He's going to take them both off here. There was a little push after the whistle, and then a little how do you do after that.
He's got them both, and I'm watching the reaction on the bench just for fun. But I'm telling you, David Bloomgren gets that thing towards the net, and Matt Scanlon tries to get a poke at it, and I think the Spartans get lucky here. They're both going. I really do.
I think you are right. I think they're going to even up. Again, the officials don't want to make it the outcome that they're that. Now we see enactment of the Gretzky rule.
The Gretzky rule, help us out.
The Gretzky rule, where Edmonton would take players off the ice and go on purpose and go 4-on-4, 3-on-3, so the great one could wheel and deal down there.
Exactly.
And now they used to do that in high school, and it's been a couple of years since they got away from the coincidental liners and going 5-on-5.
Youth hockey still does that, but that's for playing time, so it's not a bad idea there.
I like 4-on-4, 3-on-3. Heck, I even like 1-on-1.
We'll have to see what's going on here. I think that Jake McCoy is a little excited about the line changes down there, and Mike Thomas moving to the front of the bench to make sure that the referees know he's not happy. Paul Scanlon in the center for the Spartans against number 10, Cocking. Kendrick with a shot! That could have been the one, Coach, but I think the puck was bouncing, so he doesn't have much of a chance. Rasmussen holding Eriksson down here. Uh-oh, Coach. Eriksson tying up Rasmussen, that's okay. Because we'll take that trade right now as long as Rasmussen's not in there, because Eriksson has some help out there and we don't know how much Rasmussen does. Okay, Eriksson with the puck. He's going to start a 2-on-2, but he's got a back checker on him. He's going to try to get it in. We'll see how he does. But Ballinger fires it, but Eriksson ended up going in front of him, so he had to lay off the shot a little. But it is deep, and you have the St. Louis Park Orioles coming up, and you got Paul Scanlon on Eric Rasmussen doing a nice job, just being and a nice job by Paul Scanlon, who's going to look at Paul Scanlon. I'm telling you,
players all over like bowling pins.
And Kendrick's in front. Shot, save, rebounds. Another shot. Eriksson's got it. He's going to get it to Ballinger, who can just fire. Oh, and Scanlon's going to turn and fire. Side of the net. Big save by Wyatt Smith.
They're going to get it out of there.
Where's it at? What's the whistle for?
We have a St. Louis Park player down in the net.
Okay.
Looks certain. I think we might get a trip on the ice by trainer Jody Boyd. Might make another trip on out to the ice. Here she comes now.
Yes, absolutely. And there she is doing a fantastic job. Like we've said before, very lucky to have her. That was one of the better chances for Richfield. Obviously, I hate to state the obvious, but they had to capitalize that, Coach.
That was just a flurry, and when you get it down there, somebody has got to do something, get a stick on it, something on the puck, get it to that net, and try and get it over that line. Whatever way you can get it, I don't know. You may have to wrap it up and airmail it across that goal line. I really don't know what you need to do, but you have to do something, and we just didn't get it done at that shift. But we still have 38 seconds in the overtime with a face-off in the St. Louis Park end.
Coach, this is one of those games where I'm an advocate of play till somebody wins.
You certainly are, and you've said that a number of times, and you keep repeating that, and I think you may be right at this one. It'd be nice to see that.
Yes, like you said it. And as long as you start the game knowing that someone has to win or lose, let's end the game finding a winner and a loser.
They say a tie is like kissing your sister, but at least you're kissing somebody.
That's right. An unfair face-off due to the guys behind. Rasmussen, a little frustrated with the call. Ballinger helping out with the clock. Okay, we have 37 seconds left. It's 4-on-4 still, and will end the game 4-on-4. Eriksson at center with Scanlon. Rasmussen will move back to the defenseman spot. Scanlon.
A lot of whistles in this. A lot of whistles.
Eriksson's got the puck.
A little dangle.
Uh-oh. Almost. Let's hope that puck makes it down the ice for the Spartans. Kendrick back, but looking kind of tired, so we'll see how he does. Eriksson does a nice job of playing the puck off the boards.
He's had a good overtime.
Yes, he has. Coming up, though, with not a lot of help. Does a nice job of getting the puck with his hand. Spartans might be able to spring someone here if they can get the puck back to the point.
The puck,
he's going to call a hand.
Everything is under Eriksson.
I don't know what he's calling. I think the puck was free.
He's going to call it outside the zone. I think he's going to
there
call
has been some very quick whistles here. 13 seconds left in a 3-3 overtime tie. I'm Jim Carr of Slapshot fame, here with you at Richfield Ice Arena, along with Eric Paulson.
Would you pull the goalie, Coach?
I'm telling you, those no fear shirts and stuff like that, 3-3, 13 seconds left, 4-on-4, pull the goalie. No doubt on the Iron Range, a Virginia team would have pulled the goalie because the confidence that would exude out of that would have overcome the other team.
They may have had the goalie pulled the whole third period to catch up there, though.
Yeah, well, whatever it takes is exactly right. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds,
Oh,
1.
here comes a run.
That's right, that's right,
Oh,
that's right.
There's a how do you do right there.
That's one of those. That's one of those.
Game turned into the fans are over on the
exactly
glass.
Right, and I really like the professionalism showed by Paul Scanlon. Just skating away, saying completely unnecessary. Get off the ice. Not necessary at all. Great game. We don't need to ruin it with something like that. And I'd like to remind everybody, it does end in a 3-3 tie, and that's too bad. And Coach Paulson, it was great working with you. This was our starting. Hopefully we'll get this more often. We'll have to see what they say. But Richfield 3, St. Louis Park 3 from Richfield's War Memorial here in Veterans Park. Coach, what do you got before we go?
Well, I think we've probably turned into Paragon Cable's #1 broadcasting team. I think we've taken over for Jim Schoenfeld and Mike Melgilny.
I think you're exactly right.
I think we're okay, and you're looking a lot like Barry Melrose. And again, it's a pleasure to work with you.
Thanks a lot.
You have not lost a step from your last AHL announcing gig that you had up in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan,
Exactly.
and I'm glad to see you down here for this one.
Well, thanks a lot. It was a lot of travel to get here, but being part of the old Federal League, we're used to traveling all the time.
That's all right. You got your horse tied up outside, and you're ready to roll.
Exactly right. But let's make sure we thank the Richfield, what do they call themselves, the R team? The kids
Rich
that were
TV.
on Rich TV.
Rich TV,
That's right.
Wonderful station.
Exactly. They were the kids on the camera, and they are kids, and they do a fantastic job. And let's thank the Richfield band for being here, and all the fans, and everybody for
And how about
us.
Stan Cantor, who kind
Absolutely.
of gets things organized? Thank you, around Richfield. So,
all right.
special
a lot,
thanks to
Stan.
everybody.
That's right. Thank you very much, and see you at the rink.